Olympic hero Kurt Angle, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling podcast.
Yo, listen, this is the best wrestler alive, Platinum Max, and you're listening to the We Are Wrestling podcast.
Hey everybody, Eric Bischoff here, and you are listening to We Are Wrestling podcast.
Hello everyone, this is Nunzio, former WWE Cruiserweight Champion, and you're watching We Are Wrestling podcast.
We Are Wrestling podcast. Check them out, man.
Stay tuned, listen to the podcast. Best one, Donnie might teach you a thing or two.
We Are Wrestling podcast.
We Are Wrestling. And if you don't listen to it, then it's one-on-one with The Undertaker.
Featuring your hosts, Best One Dog, Danny Huckins, Ring Circus, and Dan Ed. We are wrestling.
What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, the best one, Donnie, here with...
What is going on? We Are Wrestling Maniacs Worldwide. It is Rage Circus, 1/4 of the We Are Wrestling podcast, and the new We Are Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion. As of this last Saturday, it was a great one, and it was on a fucking whim. And I got to rep it Saturday night right at Blitzkrieg Pro. It was a great fucking night to be alive. And now the Dan Eddie's reign of terror is over. You guys get to see it in my background now.
Well, real quick, it wasn't a reign of terror. It was only 15 minutes of fame.
Okay, so his 15 minutes are over, and now you get to watch my 15 months. Let's go. We're on a fucking roll now, bro. Watch me hold on to it the longest. Watch me have the longest title reign, and it's going to fucking get under your skin so hard.
I'm getting my championship back.
So before we continue, we let Dan take the fucking floor. I just need a second for every single one of you to acknowledge me.
That was some Mortal Kombat shit right there.
This guy's a goddamn video game character. What is going on, guys? Man, Real Wrestling Podcast back here. The OG3 feels kind of strange. It's like being in a parallel universe. But you know what? I think we can handle it, man.
I think we can, and I really love this three dynamic thing that we've been doing the past month. I feel like it's been really working out well. Love having Dan Eddie a part of this. Of course, it is his week off. And honestly, a pretty good week for him to have off because it's a stacked week of topics that we're going to be talking about on the show. And I'm glad I'm not missing it. Yeah. So if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already and you're listening to this episode, wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, wherever, please leave us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download this episode and all 178 episodes before this. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac, you're already over on the YouTube page where you can get these episodes live every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers. We recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button. Now turn on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO. And of course, you already know the grind is real.
I hear voices in my head. They talk to me.
They understand. They talk to me.
Yeah.
So I will address the elephant in the room here because I do see that everybody here is talking about the whole super chat goal thing. And to be honest with you, I just click whatever on the thing before we go live. The goal every month is $100 unless it is something extreme. And we might as well address the elephant in the room because if you guys are going to Big Event New York in Long Island next month, Bret Hart, unfortunately, will not be there. So that means we cannot do the super chat goal of getting the WWE Elite Bret and Goldberg signed by both of them in the same place at the same time. So we decided that for the month of October, we're going to give you guys 1 month to reach this $100 super chat goal. And if we reach it during the Survivor Series watch along, I must wear duct tape on my mouth during the entire show.
As a wrestling fan, that sucks dick.
And then Ben
it sucks
towards the
because
end gets to rip it off.
Because here's the thing. This is not just a watch along where we're doing it virtually. We're all going to, Danny's going to probably be doing his own thing, but myself, Rage, and the entire We Are Wrestling team that comes to the shows and everything will be over here watching it. And even my buddy is coming down from New Hampshire, and I'm not even going to be able to talk to him if I'm wearing duct tape. So let's
shit,
not
Will.
get full. Yep. We got a lot of people coming here.
Wacky Will, let's go.
Wacky. I think we got a new nickname. Wacky Will. I like that. All right.
Fits.
Well, a couple things before we move forward here with the show. And let's see here. Let's start off with our We Are Wrestling power of the poll every week.
Motherfucker, there is a video. Don't you dare.
Oh, yes. Oh, I almost
Even
forgot.
I played it during my host duties. Why do you keep doing this? You did this. Why? Play the video.
Donnie, you're gonna be fired, bro.
Play the video.
What video am I playing?
Oh my god, I'll play it since I have access to. Shit, Donnie, I got this. I got this right fucking now.
This
Since
is what
I
happens
fucking
when I have a week off, guys. This is what happens.
Wacky
Yeah,
Will
hold
and
the fuck
duct
up.
tape Donnie.
yeah, wacky waving inflatable fucking Donnie over here.
What's going on, Josh Toy Show? Are you talking about your stipulation video?
Not the stipulation video. There's a power of the poll.
No,
video.
there isn't. There's never a power of the poll video. It's getting put over.
Oh,
That's where you got me confused. So guess what? I'm gonna take my hosting abilities back. All right, let's get into
hijack.
We Are Wrestling.
Duct tape Donnie.
Well, it's not going to happen if you guys don't send any money. Get that money up. Get those super chats in.
Oh, good. Sorry, continue.
Let's get into our power of the poll. Every week, you can go over to the We Are Wrestling community tab over on the YouTube channel. And we're trying to keep it spooky, Halloween theme for the month of October. And we asked you guys, what's your favorite casket match? And here are the results.
Dying.
And the winner is Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, Royal Rumble 1998 with 43%.
Really?
26% of you guys picked Yokozuna versus The Undertaker at Survivor Series. Only 6% picked Triple H and Kane on Raw. And 24% of you guys picked Randy Orton and Cowboy Bob Orton. Do we agree with this?
All
Yes
right, so
or no, and why?
I'm going to be honest. I understand why some would agree with the winner. It was a good match, but let's also not take away this is the match that injured Shawn. This was the match that injured his fucking back and put him on the shelf for 4 fucking years before he was able to come back. However, I have personal, and this is just a personal thing, I have personal fonder memories of Yokozuna's match with The Undertaker. That is a match that I still keep going back to this day. I loved everything, and it was one of the highlights of Yokozuna's career for me. But I can understand why it was chosen. I'm not going to lie. I'm really pleased to see Randy Orton's in third, at least, when it's a close third with Yokozuna, because that was also a phenomenal match at No Mercy as well. I feel like any casket match that doesn't involve The Undertaker, it just should not happen, even if they did do it with Kane, which was the best option, but it doesn't have that same kind of gusto that Taker has when it comes to the match. It is something that is literally companionized with him.
Made for the dead man.
I will say that I
100%.
understand with the decision, but for nostalgic purposes and just for the scope of what it is and the fact that even today we could never replicate it, for me personally, I would have gone with Yokozuna. But I understand. I'm done.
I was waiting for Danny to give his thoughts.
Oh, gotcha.
I agree with this. I feel like the match between Shawn and Taker, I feel like that's the most iconic one. I feel like that's why it won. It doesn't necessarily have to be like what was the better match. It's what was the most iconic match. And I mean, to this day, people still talk about, Taker and Shawn's rivalry. And, I mean, can we forget the Hell in the Cell match where Kane debuted? And there's so much history. There's so much history there. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's why it won. It's not necessarily the match. It's the moments that happened.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Rage on this one. Yokozuna versus Undertaker. Like throughout my life, my mom, she used to always take me to Blockbuster, Hollywood Home Videos. And I used to love 1993 and
What's up,
1994
Bradley?
WWF. And Yokozuna and Undertaker matches, I really enjoyed, especially this Survivor Series match, because this is, I felt like Yoko's last like superstardom match.
And the ending of the match was cinema. And the way Undertaker was talking from the inside and the teleprompter pre-recorded, and then all of a sudden he like fucking ascended from the top and
Oh
shit.
no, that
even
was
though it was somebody else.
That was Royal Rumble casket match that they had.
When
Because
he
this is
ascended?
their second one. Yes.
Oh,
Because all the bad guys came out and then they put them in there. But it was like I had to go between that and Royal Rumble. I didn't want to put two Yoko and Taker casket matches, and it seems like a lot of people liked this one more.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
But overall, like even the Randy Orton and Cowboy versus Undertaker, that was just such good storytelling during that time.
Peak,
with
one of
Orton and
Randy's best
Cena.
storylines.
And like, even though I did love the Taker and Shawn because it did further the Kane and Undertaker rivalry, especially with the casket being lit on fire.
It was
I think
stained
that
by
was the
Shawn's
first time
injury
that
for me.
happened. But the Shawn injury, that's the part where I'm like, because he's one of my favorites of all time. And it's
4
like,
years,
damn.
bro.
I'm like, damn, that freaking casket. That's why I got to give it to Yoko and Taker on this one. But we got a couple We Are Wrestling Maniacs here. We do want to shout out. We got Angelo.
Danny didn't even get his thing.
And we got Bradley. What's going on, guys?
I'm coming at your defense, Danny.
Why? What happened?
What? He gave his thoughts.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, you weren't listening, you Asian fuck.
Man, you are on a championship high right now.
Listen, it's not a championship
need to
high.
take
I've
those
had
steps
things
back.
going on. My brain does not function the way it is, but I am trying, and I did something on behalf of my friends. So fuck you. So
I
fuck
appreciate
you.
it, bro.
Oh man. But overall, honestly, I'm impressed with the Maniacs on this one.
I am too.
Because I really thought that the Kane and Triple H and the Orton, they were going to be number 1 and 2. Because I feel like a lot of the times when we have old school options on these Power of the Polls, it's always last place.
Bro,
I'm kinda
you can
glad to see
tell.
this.
You can tell when the fans really come in for it, like the wrestling fans really come in for the polls, because this is literally the like probably one of the most, like, I would have again personally switched 2 of the matches, but this is like the most perfect that I could see because they even got Randy close third. So I mean, like, dude, this is perfect. I'm also impressed.
I am too. This is one of the closest ones that we've had, I think, in a while.
And I think that we can all agree that the weakest was Triple H and Kane, but it wasn't the quality of the match. It was the companionization and the fact that Angelo does bring up a good point that the Inferno match was more of a Kane match rather than the casket.
Yeah.
Oh, 1,000%. And the casket match was the Undertaker's match.
Facts.
1,000% agree. But guys, next week's Power of the Poll is up right now in our community tab over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel. And we asked you guys, which chick is the most scariest out of these 4? And you get to pick between Awesome Kong, China, Luna, or Rosemary. And you can go vote on that right now. You get 1 week to do that. Now, a couple reminders before we get into our highlight of the week and all the news we have this week. First off, Ben and I, we want to thank everybody that joined us for the live WWE Crown Jewel watch along. We had some technical difficulties in the beginning, but
Thank you. Thank you for everybody.
We went through it. And of course, the new render image and new We Are Wrestling champion, Rage Circus. Look at him with the championship.
I promise I washed this shirt before I put it back on. It's been almost a solid week since we took that picture. All right, I finished the story. All right, continue.
He finished his story.
And my laundry.
Bad on his birthday. He's getting that championship taken away from him.
Ah,
But we also did have Blitzkrieg Pro over the weekend, and what a
Fire.
great time it was. We had the We Are Wrestling crew here. We had Old School Phil, Casual Cam, Jungle Boy Jordan. We had Rod Money, which you can't really see. We got JJ Tugon and Ricky Knows Best. And of course,
Dan.
the best one in Rage, all hanging out, having a good time.
Rod Money's just I didn't even fucking know he was in the picture.
No fucking bullshit, bro. I didn't know he was. I've seen that picture 5 times. I didn't know he was there until Donnie said something.
Oh my
My
God,
guy
Rod,
blends
I am
the
so sorry.
My guy blends the fuck.
Bro, I didn't even know he was in the picture.
He blends in with Old School Phil's shirt.
Fuck, I need to text Rod and tell him I'm
No,
sorry.
Here's what's funny about this. So I think it was Ricky. It was Ricky Knows Best. He shared it on his Facebook page.
Yeah.
And then Jordan says, yo, Rod, I'm so sorry you're not in the picture. And then Rod Buddy says to him, he says, I'm in the picture. You just can't see my black hat. Fucking Rod Money. And then Jordan says, my bad, bro.
Can we just talk about the diverse crew we had going? We had 3 black dudes. We had a fucking Asian dude, and we had a Spanish dude and 2 white dudes. We had fucking the whole goddamn planet with us that night.
Nobody can say we're racist.
That's fucking awesome.
Well, speaking of Rod Money.
I feel like Rod Money is the Kevin Hart of the group.
Yes, he is. 1,000%. And I do. Oh, yeah. All right. So the Blitzkrieg
we got to get him on the pod.
I do want to give some behind the scene talks to the listeners here. Right now, currently, the TNA Bound for Glory and Blitzkrieg Pro vlogs are being edited as of right now. But I need to show you guys this one clip. Danny, you need to see this. And I think the Maniacs need to see this.
Oh, God.
So Rod Money, here's some context here. Rod Money is a huge WWE mark. Loves the WWE, nothing else.
Oh, and everybody is his cousin.
Everybody's his cousin. And this was his very first independent wrestling show. So let's roll the clip. You guys have to see Rod Money. This is his first reaction to something big. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, sorry, guys. Let me remove that.
Give us the footage, not our picture.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. 50 cal! Rod is fucking having an aneurysm, bro. He had the greatest time of his fucking life that night. Fucking Jordan's crying, dog. Yo, dude, Rod, if you bring Rod and John to a show, which is this gentleman up here, Rod is obviously the hidden gentleman. And then you got John, who's in between Ricky Knows Best and myself. If you bring those two to a fucking public function, especially an indie wrestling show, them personally will single-handedly make it feel like a fucking WrestleMania main event. The energy is insane in the Best One household for all watch-alongs with Rod Money and Jordan and Jungle Boy Jordan and John. Oh my fucking God, dude. It is crazy. The bangover is unreal. Anyways, take it away, buddy.
Yeah, this was a great time, and the vlog should be coming out within the next couple of weeks, and it's a must-watch.
Oh, dude, I'm going to watch it repeatedly.
And then we also did sponsor a tag team main event match. Charles Mason and the mystery partner was Slade, and they went against Priscilla Kelly and Zachary Wentz. That full match will be up on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel within the next couple of days. Shout out to Matt Flood on the picture here. He's a very good photographer in the Long Island area. Thought I'd give him a quick little shout out here on the pod. Then with our super chat, we already talked about this. We have a new goal because Bret Hart pulled out a big event. And if you guys want to reach this goal, you have until November 15th. And I must wear duct tape throughout the entire watch-along for Survivor Series. I'm not going to be able to talk with Rod Money if this happens. So let's not make this happen. But,
you're not going to be able to eat pizza.
I will not be. But
RIP.
Let's talk about TNA Bound for Glory, because on Sunday, myself and Jungle Boy Jordan went out to Bound for Glory. This is my second TNA pay-per-view, his first. And what a great time this was. We'll have a vlog out within, hopefully, next week. And look at that. I even got fans fucking stalking me at the show here. In Justin We Trust. Trying to freaking get a picture of me.
That's awesome.
And I actually got the opportunity to meet Santino Marella before the show started, which was a cool experience. And then after the show, I got to meet Leon Slater. And man, I wish I had the video right now to show you guys my interaction with him. Shout out to Justin for recording it, which I'll probably show you guys next week on the show. But man, Leon, somebody Ricky has been talking about for the longest time. And I had to tell him, I had to put Ricky over. But what a great show it was. And we will be reviewing it in just a moment. But We also do have a extra from last week with all that news because, of course, it was a predictions week. So I covered all the latest news on last week's extra. So if you haven't listened to that, go check that out. And then the TNA Slammiversary vlog is up on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel, which shout out to Rage for putting that together and me doing the final touches. I think it's a very fun vlog.
Hell yeah.
But that is everything to follow up on. Now let's get into our We Are Wrestling highlight of the week. What's our favorite thing that happened this week in the wrestling world? Let's start off with you, Rage.
Most would say this fucking thing behind me, but dude, honestly, I have to go with the entire day and night of Blitzkrieg. Like that was genuinely just a really good time being around a lot of good people that I haven't seen in a while, especially all in the same room, and to be able to catch, a local wrestling show that's probably one of the most successful venues and, promotions that there is here in Western Mass. Where the show wasn't like, a super like stacked card like we're used to every time we go. It was still, the energy was still very much there. It was still a really good time. And again, it was just, there's nothing like it. So, I think that has to take like my highlight in terms of like wrestling. I don't even care about the pop culture world.
Honestly, man, I just want to say this before you give your answer, Daddy. That makes me really happy to hear that because I know you've been going through a lot the last couple weeks, and for us to help you get out of that negative mindset, that really means a lot to hear from you.
Yeah, man.
So I'm really happy that was your highlight of the week.
Yeah.
And Dan Eddie, I'm not surprised your highlight of the week was Stephanie Valkyrie versus Roxanne.
I'm not surprised. That's a
spoiler.
That's a spoiler. But what do you got for us, Danny? What's your highlight?
My highlight of the week has to be, the Hardys versus Dudleys match at Bound for Glory.
That's fair.
That was such a big moment, and I feel like people went into the match thinking it was going to be something that it wasn't. This match was 100% story based, man. 100%
yes, because
story-based.
That's one thing that Bubba did say. I was listening to a lot of the interviews he was doing that week, even a virtual signing with KNS, and somebody asked him about the match, is it going to be a 5-star? And Bully said, no, that's not what we're trying to do here.
It's a culmination of 30 years.
This is about emotion. We are taking you guys back in time. We are doing something to show appreciation to the fans who have been following the Dudleys, the Hardys, calling us the greatest tag teams of all time. Those are the fans that we're focusing on in this match. We're not focusing on a guy giving us a 5-star.
And to do the most old school move at the end of it by giving them their boots, that's something that they're gonna have in their museum of things that are going to stand the test of time, dude. This was, again, about a culmination of 30 years of nonstop banger after banger. You already had your 5-star matches, man. This was about writing a the end swan song to a beautiful 30-year-long story and just taking the fans on one last thrill ride. And, it's no secret that all 4 of these guys are heavily beat up from the road. But some are... They've been ready to hang it up for years, and for what the match was, it gave. It gave and gave and gave. It didn't take anything. Nobody should have felt shortchanged. They all came to work, and we got that same feeling we did back in 2001, man. So it's everything it should have been.
Absolutely, and especially me being there live, witnessing it, not one person sitting down. Not one person sitting down during that entire match. And you felt that moment. And I've always been an advocate for any professional wrestler out there, especially having first-class Hall of Fame careers, getting to end their career on their own terms. And I don't know what the future is for Bubba, because I know he does do a lot of independent stuff, limited dates. But I know this was definitely Devon's last match ever. And my God, they absolutely tore the house down. And my highlight of the week, besides getting to hang out with all the boys during Blitzkrieg Pro, I got to go Bound for Glory. That one match in particular, and that is Leon Slater versus Javon Evans. I'm going to pretend that Dark State didn't show up because to me, I've been to over thousands of different shows, and let me tell you this: besides the ending, that was the greatest match I've ever watched live, and I cannot compliment Leon Slater and Javon Evans enough. And I'm somebody who has criticized Javon Evans a little bit because he does go very fast and he does botch a little bit. But all of that is put to rest after seeing this match with Leon Slater. Which
Hey,
I do have the
good shit.
video here of my meet and greet experience with Leon, and I do want to play it for you guys. So here it is.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate it. What's your name? Yeah, absolutely.
You want to take a picture? We can take it. You want to go?
I got it. So I was actually looking to buy a photo. I don't know if that's still possible.
Oh, yeah? Buy a photo?
Yeah.
Actually, I wouldn't know that.
Okay. I appreciate it.
I've been to over 100 shows, man. That match that you just did with Javon, best match I've ever seen.
That makes a lot, man. Thank you so much.
No problem, man.
You want to hold the belt?
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
And there it is, man. I had to put the man over himself, Leon, and I even had to give Ricky a shout out because when he first signed to TNA, Ricky did tell me there's 4 people that he talks very high on: Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, AJ Styles, and Leon Slater. And now I'm officially on the bandwagon for Leon. So that's got to be my highlight of the week.
Bro, like Leon Slater versus Javon Evans. I hope they run that back at some point. That was probably one of the best matches I've ever personally seen. You know what I mean? Like, bro, like, well, I don't know how old Leon is, but Javon Evans is only 21 years old.
Yeah, Leon Slater's only 21.
Bro, can you imagine when they're like 28, 29, how good they're going to be at like this stage? Like, how many 21-year-olds are
beautiful
doing
thing,
what they're
man.
doing?
It's a beautiful thing.
Hey, I mean, we got to watch Dom Mysterio sprout in front of us, man, and go from a shy little fucking turtle to a whole ass hawk of his own fucking right. The dude is killing it. So it's not something that I'm not expecting, greatness out of. Like, it just, to see how good some of these kids are now, and then thinking about what they're going to be like in 20 years, 15, 10 years down the line, it's an exciting fucking thing, man. It's an exciting thing.
Hey, future is bright. But we do got some love here from Devlin. Much love from Ontario, Canada. Hell yeah. We appreciate
Charlotte's all the way out
support.
in Spain. Yeah, dude.
And we also I do want to share Alex Johnson's highlight of the week, and it was BDE entering the Call Your Gauntlet match at Bound for Glory.
Bro, I posted my reaction to him entering the gauntlet on my Instagram, and he fucking liked it. Showed some love, so that was pretty cool.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, that being said, now let's get into the We Are Wrestling weekly TV recap. And we did have 2 big PLE pay-per-views over the weekend. And you know how we like to do it here on the We Are Wrestling pod. Let's start off with WWE Crown Jewel. Oh.
Motherfucker, that is you and fucking Leon Slater.
I know. There we go. There we go. I always forget that, like, you have to, like, press remove.
Yeah.
Being a producer and the host is very tough. You know that, Rage. From last week.
God, yeah. God, yeah.
But, yes, we do want to thank once again everybody for being a part of the live watch along. I'm sure Danny wants to thank you guys for going over to his channel and watching it. But
thank you for being patient in the beginning of the watch along. I know it was kind of botched. I was starting to get really frustrated. Thank you again, Donnie, for saving the day and sticking around for a little bit. I just wanted to clear that air for a second.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So we might as well let you, Danny, start off with this one since Rage and I were having a lot of technical difficulties.
Yeah.
So the first match on the show was Roman and Bronson
Whoa,
Reed.
Wait. No, you are not going to say anything right now.
What?
Botched one, Donnie.
Love you. Love you, Charlotte.
Did Eddie, look, right now, I'm not going to take anything personal you're saying. I know you're really hurt about losing your championship. You were literally in third. You were tied in last place with Danny Huckins during the predictions. All right.
This is great.
So I'm sorry. I hope you enjoyed your 15 minutes of fame. I'm
love
sure
this.
we'll discuss this next week on the show when Danny Huckins is not here. All right, you can take it away now.
So the first match on the card was Roman and Bronson Reed. everybody knows either Roman's going to be on last or he's going to be on first because, you know, he wants to get the fuck out of there and do what he's got to do or whatever.
Yes, Devlin.
Fantastic match. We knew going into it what this was going to be. It was like, you know, it was an Australian street fight, but I mean, it was just a no-holds-barred match. There was nothing really special about it outside of that. You know, we saw chairs, we saw tables, we saw stairs, you know. It was a
chairs, tables, and stairs.
Yeah. Oh, my.
Oh, my.
But what it was a good match. It was a decent match. It was, I feel like it was better
Much
than
love, Charlotte.
their first match, I feel like. Obviously, you know, the Usos ended up coming out to help
Spencer
because Braun Breaker came out. And, well, we saw how that ended up. Bronson Reed ended up picking up the win, and Roman Reigns does not want to see his cousins until Christmas.
I forgot about that. I don't want to see you till Christmas. I'm like, what?
There,
I feel like
there it
I
is
feel
right
like there's
there. The family
feel like-
affair.
when that first happened, I was a little like taken back by it. I was like, you know, just didn't think too much of it. But I feel like there's a bigger story there that we're not really.
I
picking up
love
right
this.
It really does look
say
like
that.
an angry Christmas morning. You really did fucking say that shit, Donnie. Like that really it looks like them having a tantrum and they're just forced to listen to it.
Yeah, it's like they asked for something like on their Christmas list and they got like the complete opposite. It's like they asked for a PlayStation, but they got an Xbox.
It's funny that you say that because what I'm getting is that motherfucker told them not to play with his specific toy that he just got for Christmas and they broke it and this is him grilling him for it.
Wait, are you talking about Roman's toy got broken?
Yeah, he told them not to fucking play with it. They fucking played with it and now they broke it and now he's fucking grilling them for it.
Oh my god. But I will say this, all jokes aside, I love that like we're not only just getting Jey Uso doing yeet, like I love that we're getting some storytelling here.
Some fucking drama.
Some drama, yes. And I feel like this is what Jey Uso has been needing for a while.
Another tribal ass whooping like the fucking monkey he was back in fucking 2020 under Roman's fucking he
Hell
said
in the
dance
Cell.
and he fucking threw down, bro. He looked like a whipped puppy.
All right, well, let's get into the next match, which we could talk about here. We have our women's champion versus champion match, Stephanie Valkyrie versus Tiffany Stratton. And I thought that they put on a very solid match here. And I actually do like this Crown Jewel Championship, just like the Owen Hart Championship. I do like it a lot. Some like trophy. And I
I
thought
want to
these
talk
women
about it too.
definitely put on a solid match.
So I do want to talk about this match because
I love how you had that shot, Donnie.
of course, dude, we got to get some
I
clicks
always
somehow.
have to.
So I want to talk about this match because the match itself was very fucking good. However, and first of all, congrats to fucking Stephanie Valkyrie. She's had an amazing last fucking year in WWE. She's won 3 fucking titles, has done a lot, and oh my god, that shit looks like a fucking dulce de leche cake, and I'm trying to get a slice. Anyways,
Our birthdays are coming up, Rage, in November.
yes, they are, and I'm here. You can have one half, I'll have the other. So
Wow, you're so selfless.
I want to say 100% that the match itself was good, but it also proved my case. Tiffany Stratton has lost all fucking aura, bro. Like, nobody cared at all. It was a good match, but, like, dude, she has, like, no star power anymore. There was, like, little to no pop when she came out. Like, nobody was really, like, yeah, there was, like, Tiffy time, Primera, Tiffy time, but at the same time, like, nobody popped her, like, her bigger moves like that. Like, it just, there isn't a lot of excitement there with her anymore. It's just like, yeah, she had her pop and her moment, but it just feels like it's fizzled out. Where Stephanie just feels like it's a fucking rocket ship, and it feels justified.
I know there's one word to describe it, Rage.
It was short, Aya.
Over.
As fuck. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say about it. But it was a good match.
I do want to add something, though, to what you said about Tiffany Stratton.
We do, Devlin.
I will say last week, Daddy, your take about them maybe switching brands if there was ever a WWE draft, I do like that idea because I do feel like Tiffany, she needs better opponents. They need to stop just giving us Jade and Nia over and over and over again. Give us new opponents. Like, I want to see Chelsea versus Tiffany. Like, why haven't we gotten that yet?
Facts.
But there she is, the Crown Jewel champion, and well-deserved. She's
Her and her
having
dad have
quite a
the
rookie year.
worst fucking habit of holding that damn title upside fucking down. They have the worst damn habit. It runs in the family.
It does. But let's let you review the next one, Rage.
Okay. Okay. Oh, fucking Donnie, I love you.
Classic.
I just want to say I love you for allowing me to do that because honestly, if there's anybody deserving to tell this match, all right, tell you what, you and I, let's split it down the middle. I'll talk about John Cena's moves that he fucking put over, and you can talk about
I got
the TNA
all the
moves.
finishers.
All right, then
We
let's
have 'em
fucking
all.
do it.
All right,
Let's
so here
fucking
we
do
go.
it. So first of all, I do want to say that AJ bringing his TNA fucking gear from 05 when it was him and Cena on the cover of Pro Wrestling Illustrated was probably one of the most goosebump-inducing fucking moments I've ever felt in sports entertainment in my entire almost fucking 20 years that I've been watching this shit. It was one of the greatest fucking nod-offs to just wrestling history that I have ever fucking witnessed in my entire life. And again, just goosebump-inducing, man. Goosebump-inducing.
All the yellow shirts in the crowd,
Dude,
dude.
it was just
John
full
Cena.
fucking yellow. It was like a blanket of yellow through the entire arena.
Insane. Every time like they
Entire.
go international and they start doing like they start singing the "You Can't See Me," I get the chills. Like,
Yeah, dude.
instant.
It's
It ain't the
wild.
rock. It ain't the fake rock ones.
So let's talk about the finishers and the nod-offs on
Oh,
who
yeah.
they were doing the shit for. So
Well,
obviously this was
these
the
two.
5-knuckle.
5-knuckle. Look
So
at
we
that.
got the skull-crushing finale, an ode to the Miz himself, man. Like one of his biggest rivals. And John Cena back in the day multiple times cooked the fucking Miz and honestly made Miz who he is today. Miz is the living putting over seller of that John Cena was back in the day.
Well, John Cena put the Miz over at WrestleMania 27 in the main event.
Yes, he did. He did.
One of
And it's
my
just,
most underrated Manias.
it was an awesome fucking nod off, and this is what started the whole montage of what they were accomplishing. So what we got next?
All right, well, we do have the crossface. AJ Styles putting Cena into the crossface.
And who
Paying
were they
homage, I'm
nodding
sure,
up?
to Daniel Bryan.
And I'm sure
Doing
it
this.
wasn't the only crippling crossface that we were putting over, but we don't speak that here. Yes, we do. He was also giving homage to Chris Benoit in his wrestling art and
The
separating.
wrestler.
Yep.
Not the person. Then we do have the Walls of Jericho
The
here.
fact that fucking Michael Cole let it slow burn before he finally dropped it. He's like, oh, that's not just a Boston Crab, ladies and gentlemen. The Walls of Jericho are... Oh, my God. When I tell you, dude,
And
I
you know what
almost
they were
filled my
doing
pants.
there. Boys, you know what they were doing there,
They were
right?
planting the seeds.
Come on, Jericho.
'Cause, hey, guys,
your contract's running up in
you guys-
just a month.
And you guys also, I think it was Danny that pinpointed it into the fucking group chat. He has not hired and fucking put any AEW talent on the Jericho cruise. So who's he saving it
I
for?
told you- I was
WWE
talking-
superstars.
So I was talking to Dan the Man about this at
Yep.
Blitzkrieg, and he was even telling me too. He was like, "Yeah, Jericho's definitely going to WWE."
Oh yeah, he's leaving.
No
yeah, he's
AEW
coming.
guys on the cruise. It's over. Like,
Oh
that
yeah, it's
confirmed
done.
it. James all day. What's up?
What's up, James?
All right, and then of course we got the Styles Clash from AJ Styles, big kick out. But then we got the sister Abigail. This was a.
Can we
moment
talk
right here.
about when he caught him and got him in position and the smile he gave to the crowd, followed by the entire place lighting up with the fireflies as they panned out?
Oh my
There
god,
we
bro.
talk-
Goosebumps.
Can we talk about, and the fact that he's looking up into the sky right after it's happening and you can see it on the teleprompter. Can we talk about the sell from AJ Styles and the bullet heard around the entire fucking world with how hard he hit that mat selling the fuck out of that move, bro? Fucking masterpiece. And that was probably, for me, the high of like what they were doing and what I realized that they were accomplishing by doing this.
It was such a beautiful moment, Aya. It was
Facts,
such a
Aya.
beautiful moment.
Yes. Absolutely.
What was your thoughts on this part, Danny? Because I know, like, not only like me and Ben are into Bray Wyatt, but I know you were a big fan of his as well.
Yeah, I was a massive fan of Bray Wyatt. You know, I feel like he was one of the most innovative guys in WWE and one of the most creative minds. Like, he came up with so many different concepts, so many different characters. Like, there's story arcs or whatever that Bray Wyatt created that are still used today. You know, and he's been gone, unfortunately, almost 3 years. You know, and we all know that Cena and Bray Wyatt had, you know, they had a friendship. They had, you know, respect for one another or whatever. And you can tell, like, what this moment meant for Cena. Just like look at this picture right here and look at Cena's face as he's staring out into the crowd and seeing, the fireflies. You know what I mean? It was just such a big moment, and it just, it just gave me goosebumps, man.
Yeah, dude.
It really did. And Dan Eddy, he cried so much. That was awesome. James all day. The match was definitely a tribute to Cena's career. Wish Murray was here to work with Cena on this retirement tour.
He would have.
Oh, 1,000%. They would have booked it. They probably would have had 2 matches, to be honest with you, with the way that Bray Wyatt storytelling and stuff. But incredible. And then, of course, AJ Styles paying homage to the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels.
Yeah, dude.
I love that they've been paying homage to Christopher Daniels all over the place, because I believe they did some stuff in TNA, Bound for Glory as well, paying homage. So I do love that, because Christopher Daniels, one of the best to never be in WWE, like on a full-time basis.
Facts.
There's Randy Orton paying homage to Randy with the DDT.
And let's not forget
what
followed it up.
The RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah, dude. And the fact that he built that shit up just like Randy, freaking the fuck out and everything. It was awesome. It was awesome. It was a beautiful fucking tribute. All right, what we got next?
And then the choke slam. Paying homage to the Big Red Monster, Kane, and The Undertaker, and all the other giants before them.
And then followed up with the tombs. Oh, no, the fucking sweet chin music, bro.
Heartbreak Kid, baby. Gotta pay homage. I got all of them,
bro.
Rage. I got all of them. I did my research. And then, of course,
the Tombstone Pile Driver. Yep, and then into the FU for the secured win, which, by the way, I feel like nobody lost that match, because I feel like, and I told you this before, this should have been the final match of their careers. It should have been AJ Styles. If it wasn't Edge, it should have been AJ Styles.
And Saturday Night Main Event should not be a special. It should be, he should be wrestling on a PLE where there's no commercials.
Yep.
And if there is a commercial during Cena's farewell, I am going to freak out.
On Netflix, accessible to everybody. And I feel like that's what it should have been.
Agree. But, man, what a match. Like, it was a fun one to watch, and I'm so glad we had those technical difficulties, like I was telling you, because if everything was going smooth, it would have been just you here watching
and
this
you would
match.
not have been here for it.
And I would not have watched it in live time, and I'm so glad I watched it during live time. All right, Diddy, I'm going to let you take it away with the next match.
All right, the next match, we had a tag team match, the Kabuki Warriors taking on Io Sky and Rhea. This went to, I feel like we all knew how this match was going to turn out, but we all hoped and prayed that they were going to do something different, Obviously, I felt like Bronson Reed was going to win at Crown Jewel. I didn't necessarily feel like Rhea needed to win. You know what I mean? I feel like Asuka and Kairi Sane should have won or whatever, because that would have been able to forward the story, further.
Nah, this was the right decision. And even in my predictions, I did say
I just don't know where they go now. I just don't know where they go now. You know what I mean?
Well, here's where they go now, Danny. They needed to lose this because Kairi eventually, she's gonna keep picking up important losses, and eventually she's gonna get sick of Asuka abusing her. And they're building that to a big pop. That's why I felt like it was going to be Rhea and Io winning this match, which I'm kind of glad I had that prediction correct. But there they are. What was your match, your thoughts on the match itself?
I thought the match was pretty good. It was, your standard tag team match. There was nothing insane that really happened. You see what I like Rhea, and I do understand why she's over. And same thing with Io Sky. I feel like Io Sky just, on an athletic level, she's a lot better than Rhea. But I feel like if you see one Rhea match, you've seen them all, And this has nothing to do with her star power, her aura, because she does have it. But she does the same moves every single match, I feel like.
Doug, I mean, you're not, it's not a hot take. It's actually a very true take. I mean, you're not wrong at all. I'm not saying that she's not, obviously incredible in the ring. She is, but you're not wrong on terms of all right, now what else can you do? I do empathize with you there. So like that's not a harsh thing to say. That's just a legitimate critique that nobody wants to address. And I get it. I get it.
And honestly, like I'll say it here as well. Like with Rhea Ripley, I'm a big fan of hers. Love her to death. But they need to do something new with her. Like I feel like it's been a little stagnant this year with her.
I
I feel like
think,
they're not using her to her full potential.
See,
I feel
actually, like that's where
she
I'm actually gonna hold on. I'm gonna actually agree. I'm actually gonna agree to disagree with you, and here's why. I actually think that they're handling her really well because they took her out of the world title scene. She's
that is
doing
true.
something different. She's pairing up with different people, and she's also in a position now where she's not losing her credibility, but also helping elevate other stars like Kairi Sane to the more bigger spotlight.
And Asuka who need it.
And Asuka who need to get that relevancy again. And she's helping further other storylines, but also doing something that's not overbooking her. She was on the cusp of being booked too much and too dominant of a champion. Now they're letting her work with smaller opponents, so she's starting to get that flexibility with other wrestling styles too. And by doing this, she's going to pick up a few new things, and she's going to bring it over to what she's going to do next. I would love to see Rhea in a mid-title card soon too.
And that's the thing too. Like you're right, because then eventually she's gonna get lost in the shuffle. Like
They're protecting her,
and she would get lost in the shuffle like Charlotte did for years.
Yes,
I totally get what you're saying. Like, I can't even argue with you.
They're protecting her. They're protecting her to the best of her ability.
And honestly, I can't argue that.
I like the off season for her because, like, right now it's off season. She's just literally.
They don't need her to be. They don't need her to be world champion right now or go.
She doesn't need a title. Like, she's genuinely good enough. She's had enough time, experience. She's been in a part of some exciting storylines. This is a good off season for her to like let other seeds be planted, and then we'll bring her back into some other stuff. Like, again, I would love to see her as an IC champion. I would love to see her as an IC champion down the line. Maybe even US if they eventually draft her to SmackDown. Like, I would love
her and
to see
Julia
that.
feud. I can get behind that.
I could get behind that. I can get behind her. And
Julia's been
Stephanie
doing
eventually.
nothing, bro.
Again,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
WrestleMania, let's make it happen. Mommy versus Julia for the US belt. Let's go.
Yeah.
And like
so,
Julia has aura as well, but they just haven't really like tapped into it and like elevated her. She's done nothing since
what they
winning the
need to
title.
do is to like we'll have this discussion another time, but what they need to do is draft the fuck out of everything and shake things up again. But again, discussion for another time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I would say that, you know, that's the only reason that they're kind of booking her like a little bit more under the radar and in different angles now, which is a good thing because, you know, she's not going through what Charlotte did. She's not going through what Bianca did.
They're kind of giving us a
saved
break.
her from that. We
And
saved her from that. Yeah.
I agree with what you just said.
And she still gets TV time.
And that is important as well. So they are
I
keeping
feel
her
like-
relevant. She's just not going for a championship.
I will say, I feel like everybody would rather have Io and Rhea feud than have them be paired as, you know, a knockoff tag team.
Oh, dude, give it time. Let them cook because that's where they're going.
Yeah, and
They're
I think
developing
like,
something nice first.
but I think also too, they're using these two right now because they don't want them going for the championships because they just had lengthy runs, and number two, this having them team together going against the Kabuki Warriors is only going to further the Kairi and Asuka thing.
And
which
know
I
what
think
else
is
it's going to further?
here.
I think they're also going to further the friendship between Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, and eventually Io's going to turn on her, join Asuka and Kairi, and eventually Rhea's going to be written off TV because eventually they're going to be filming Terrifier 4 soon. And from what I heard,
They started
she's going to be in
Terrifier
it.
4 about a month ago.
I don't
okay,
want to
so-
see. I don't want to see Io. I don't want to see Io Sky turn heel. I
Either
think she's
or, I think they're gonna write off Rhea for this soon, so she can at least go film her parts in the movie. So
I will say one more thing, and we'll move on to the main event.
yeah, go
I
ahead.
will say honestly, if they're going to write her off of TV, have Kairi do it and have her show some guilt because we have kind of seen that like guilt that she's been feeling
Ooh, that'd be
with
good.
the way Asuka's been acting.
And then that would be good upon return too, because now Kyrie's full on heel, and yeah, okay, yeah, I'm with
More to
that.
the character arc. But
Yeah.
Ben, I'm going to let you take it away with the main event.
All right, brother. All right, so for the main event, we had Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes. Now, what could have been.
Wait, real quick. Do you want to put a disclaimer for our main event topic? Because I know people are probably going to ask about what happened this past Monday.
Okay. So I'm going to get there because it's unfortunately part of the match. So it started off strong, started off with a banger, and it gave me the same question I always get whenever I see Seth Rollins is why he raided Becky's fucking wardrobe. But it started off very strong, and it started off really promising until Seth decided he wanted to do a coast-to-coast across the entire fucking ring and land right on his fucking shoulder. It, again, started off real good until that coast-to-coast, which was supposed to nod off Shane McMahon because he's officially back on the roster and will be coming back to screens very soon.
Oh my god, he's been on the website for years.
No, he hasn't,
bro.
No, he hasn't.
If he was on the website, he wouldn't have been able to have talks with Tony Khan.
Yeah, dude. No, he's been gone. They just put him back. He's back in WWE, bro.
Dude,
but that's a discussion.
I go on the website every month.
Bro.
Shane's been on there every month.
Okay, well, regardless, that's another talk for another time. But he smacked his fucking shoulder when he landed from that coast to coast. And if you can see, he's favoring it heavy. And he's not allowing a lot of the weight to be limp because I'm telling you this right now, guys, Seth Rollins is injured. He is injured again. And from what you saw this past Monday, they had to hyperspeed plans very, very ahead of time, which again fucked up the plans for Survivor Series. Now we're going to see probably Austin Theory take his place along with Brock Lesnar for sure now. It's a scary situation. I hate seeing when storylines are scrapped, especially when they're supposed to be long-term. I think CM Punk is going to win on Saturday night's main event. I think that's going to be the thing. I think it's going to write off Seth. As you guys saw Monday, Braun Breaker turned on Seth, which was always the plan, but homie got injured, and they had to hyperspeed it, and it's unfortunate, and it's just really fucking shitty. And you actually saw Triple H actually come out and talk to him a second ago, which is why he doesn't look super stoked when he's pointing at Seth and everything, because he knows he's injured. He knows he fucking is. So it's a stressful moment. It's a stressful thing to talk about because now you're going to have to dodge it when it comes to the publicity right after at the talk show. So it's, it was a good match. It's just, it wasn't as good as it could have been. Nobody's happy about the outcome because of what happened to Seth. It altered things heavy going forward, which is fucking shitty because we could have had something crazy coming. But he finally got his one over on Cody finally after the series of losing streaks ever since 2022 when he came back. So, yeah, man, I'll say it was a good match, but anything that came
Rollins
after Cena
needed
suffered.
to win.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like about this match is the outcome is what the outcome was going to be. Like everybody suspected it. You know what I mean? They leaned heavily into the fact that Rollins has never beaten Cody, and I really like the Rollins' gear in this match because it's like a nod to it's sort of like a combination of all the gear that he's worn throughout, the matches that he had with Cody. So I like the little nod to like the history or whatever. Like he has during the Hell in the Cell match when he came out dressed like Dusty, he has the polka dots on his side or whatever. Like just there's a nod to the history that they have with each other.
Yep.
I feel like this match we got the outcome that we all expected we were going to get. But I feel like a lot of people are saying that there was really no story going into this match, which is 100% bullshit in my honest opinion. But we did, we did see, what happened on Monday, and I'm not necessarily upset about it. This was going to be the plan all along, but it was going to happen later on next year.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get all into that in our main event topic.
They just sped it up or whatever. Which I will say I'm not gonna talk too much into it. I will say I'm not upset because I literally stopped my screen recording for my reactions for social media, and I was gonna close Netflix, and then all of a sudden here comes Braun Breaker and the whole thing went down or whatever. So I'm not upset about it because I feel like that's something that WWE and Monday Night Raw in particular has been missing. That wow factor. Like, oh my God, I gotta watch next week. I gotta figure out what's going to happen, like what the follow-up is going to be. It makes next Monday be important, like, appointment television in a way. You know what I mean? So you can't be upset about it.
All right. Well, that was a nice little sprinkle preview of your thoughts on what happened. And they're going to have to wait for the wow later on during the show. But now let's dive into TNA Bound for Glory. We're going to try to go through this one a little bit quickly because we do have quite some TV recaps and news to talk about. So here we go. TNA Bound for Glory. I was there live, which we will have a We Are Wrestling vlog in just a moment. But we did have the TNA Hall of Fame, the beautiful people, and Mickie James all got inducted. It was an all-female Hall of Fame. Beautiful speeches, beautiful moments, and especially seeing Victoria here in the background getting all emotional for Mickie James. Like, that was also really cool to see in there. And then we did have one Countdown the Bound for Glory pre-show match, and it was Elegance brand versus Inspiration. And this match was kind of meh, just to start the show. But Inspiration ended up retaining their championships. I will say, though, one person that I think people need to keep their eyes on is the manager for the Elegance brand. I think that this concierge, whatever he calls himself, his work is fantastic on the microphone. So somebody to definitely, I recommend keeping your eyes on. And if you want a good laugh, watch one of his promos. But Danny, I'll let you take it away with this next match.
The next match, well, technically the first match on the actual show was Macklin and Kazarian. I liked it, man. Like I don't watch TNA on a regular basis, so my knowledge is very limited on Macklin. Obviously, Kazarian, he's been in TNA for many years. So I remember him like back in the day or whatever. But I really enjoyed this match. It was very hard hitting and very, in your face, whatever, and very technical. And I feel like it was a good match to start the show because everybody knew what to expect throughout the night. It was going to be a big night. It was built on, a lot of legacy, I guess you can say. And you don't want to start off too crazy because then later on in the show, the fans start getting tired and they start getting worn out or whatever, emotionally, and the adrenaline starts wearing off. So I feel like this was the perfect match to really like start off the show with. Just
it
to
was
get
good.
Fans excited.
And I will say, like, getting Steve Backlund's like real life mother involved in the match, I thought was a fun little element there. And then at the end, they flip off the camera. Like, nice little happy ending there. Steve Backlund, now he's a 2-time international champion and somebody who has drastically improved from being one of Baron Corbin's guys when he was doing the whole King Corbin thing to now pretty much being himself, like Volume 10, which I like. And he's also a former Impact champion, world champion as well.
Shout out to Macklin, man.
Getting into the next match, I'm going to be honest. I went to the bathroom during this one. Gia Miller versus Tessa Blanchard, and Tessa ended up beating her.
So the story about this match is Gia Miller, she's like a backstage interviewer or whatever. And, Tessa Blanchard was...
She attacked her after a match at
yeah, she had attacked her or whatever, and like Gia Miller was like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you!" Like she went like straight rogue on Tessa Blanchard or whatever, and that's really like what this match was like built upon. You know what I mean? I will say like Gia Miller for being like people are saying this match was ass and it wasn't that good and it was boring, it was this and that. For somebody that's not like it's not on the regular for them to get in the ring and have a match or whatever. I feel like she did a decent enough job. You know what I mean? It wasn't, and she didn't do anything mind blowing. It wasn't something like, oh my god, like this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. But being somebody that's not a typical wrestler and being in the ring with somebody like Tessa Blanchard, whatever your personal opinions are on Tessa, she's one of the best in the world. I feel like Gia Miller did pretty good. Like, solid work. Like I said, she didn't do anything crazy, but I mean, the fact that she actually got in there, I mean, you got to kind of respect it in a way.
Well, she does wrestle a lot in the indies, and I thought that this was a good way to bring her, like, from doing, like, personal like interviews to wrestling, I thought that this was a good way to do that, and hopefully she continues to wrestle moving forward. But let's get into the Call Your Shot Battle Royal here. Lots of chaos. This was a fun match, and it was just great to just see all these people coming out, giving hell, which AJ Francis, he was getting a lot of heat during this match. And just in general, he got 4 super kicks to get eliminated. And then right here, man, the hometown man.
This guy is over.
This guy was over. And I love this character. This is
he's fucking
shit.
brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant.
Somebody brought up the fact that like hometown man is like what Orange Cassidy is to AEW.
But I think the whole town man is just even more over than the Cassidy. Well, I can't say that because Cassidy has gone viral with some of his clips. But there it is right there. Eric Young giving a pile driver to the bald guy, Ben, that you and I were, and all of us were making fun of at the Blitzkrieg show. Nice. I forgot. I didn't even know he worked for TNA.
Wait, who?
So remember that tag match? I forgot who they wrestled. Asante, our buddy Asante.
Yes.
Remember, and we kept making fun of this dude, the bald-headed guy, during the match. So when he came out, Jordan was like, "Dude, is that the bald-headed guy the Caillou that we made fun of?" I was like, "Yep, that was him."
Yes. Okay, that makes sense. All right, nice.
Yeah. So then there's Rosemary spitting in Jake Something's face.
Nice,
bro. Talk about Jake Something as somebody to look out for in the future, bro. That dude is a monster.
Yeah, he is. Or what Enzo said, Jake, nothing. I got nothing to say to you. But the big thing that everybody was talking about during this match was BDE. He's a wrestling content creator on YouTube. He made his first TNA appearance in this match and got some viral clips in there. And there's AJ Francis choking out his tag partner there, Rich Swann. Nice little funny thing. But then this pissed off a lot of people that were at Bound for Glory, and we got 2 winners, Nick Nemeth and Frankie Kazarian. So now pretty much this trophy, Ben, because I know you don't really tune into TNA, this trophy is basically their Money in the Bank. Nice. So now 2 guys have it, and yeah, it's stupid.
Okay.
But moving on, we do have the TNA Knockouts Championship match, Kalani Jordan versus Indy Hartwell. Do you want to give any insight on this, Danny?
It was a good match, one ex-WWE talent, current WWE talent or whatever. There's a lot of WWE presence on the show, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it makes me wonder, is that the reason why, TNA is getting as popular as it is, in the current state. I enjoyed it though. I like Indy Hartwell a lot. I've liked her since NXT. Kalani Jordan, she does what she has to do in the ring or whatever. But I didn't pay too close attention to this match to really call it spot for spot or whatever. It was just sort of there. Up to this point, we saw so much on the show as it is, and there was so much to digest. It was just. I feel like this match just got overlooked by fucking everybody because I haven't heard anybody say one thing about it.
1000%. Everybody in there thought that Indy was winning this. But Kalani Jordan ended up retaining the title. And I'm going to be honest with you, don't really care about this title run with her. It's stupid.
I thought Kalani Jordan was going to. I will say, when I was.
Why was she on Team TNA? But that's
I was live streaming watching the show. And I assumed that. Kalani Jordan was gonna in a way turn heel and smack Indy Hartwell in the face. I thought she was gonna do something crazy and because she just had that look in her face, but she ended up just raising her hand and walking away. So I don't know. I thought it was a missed opportunity. Indy should have turned heel or something should have happened. But they should have had the match wasn't that good, but they should have had a big closing moment.
Mm-hmm. Well, moving on, we do have the Hardcore Warfare match. This was a fun one. We had the System versus Order 4. And, man, what a brutal match this was, just from start to finish. And I will say, man, this big Cass-looking guy, they definitely might have some plans for him.
What's his name? Agent 00 or whatever? fucking
I think
phenomenal,
so.
bro.
But
Bro, when
here,
he came
this
out
was
of the
the spot
tunnel,
of the night.
when he came out of the tunnel, bro, I was like, bro, is that Big Cass? There's no fucking way his contract with AEW.
Oh, dude, everybody
bro.
thought it was Big Cass.
And
But
then this spot, bro, this spot made me queasy, man. When Alicia Edwards got slammed into the thumbtacks, like,
oh
bro,
yeah.
oh my fucking god, bro. And there was thumbtacks literally everywhere inside of her body.
It was definitely the craziest spot of the night. I think Alicia Edwards, definitely the MVP of this match. And the system end up winning this, which I thought this was just a fun match. Like, I loved that, like, they really balanced the entire show out with, like, stipulations and other stuff. And I thought that this was just a fun 5-on-5 match.
Yeah.
And everybody got their hits in. And I do love the system. Whew. Now,
Bro,
this match,
how are we gonna go over
match.
this match, man?
Greatest match I've ever watched live.
So here's how I think we're gonna do this match. All right, I want you to go first. I want you to talk about your experience being there live, and then I'll talk about, like, you know, how my experience was just watching it like on TV.
All right, what's Siobhan Evans saying? Let's get bouncy. Every motherfucker in that arena was getting bouncy during this match, and my God, I couldn't believe the shit that they were pulling out. And just overall, like, man, both of these two came out and they delivered a WrestleMania-esque match at Bound for Glory. And this could definitely go down as one of the greatest X Division Championship matches of all time, despite the finish, which we'll get into in a moment. And let's just say every single person in that arena was pissed about the horrible finish here with Dark State. But after having 72 hours to digest this, I might get some heat here for what I'm going to say, and I'll keep this short and sweet. I will say this. The match that Leon and Javon had, perfect 5-star match. They did what they were supposed to. Dark State came out and got heat. They did their job. And that's something I will say that is missing in professional wrestling in 2025 is legitimate heat. Did I like what happened? Absolutely not. Did you like what happened? Probably not. It didn't need to happen, but it definitely got Dark State even more heat, and I think that that was the goal here. And before, you would think Dark State, all right, this is my bathroom break, but having them ruin a 5-star match, we don't get that a lot in pro wrestling these days. And I kind of like that it took us away from that. So after having 72 hours to process it, I'm not as mad as I was, but still the greatest match I've ever seen.
I feel like they're trying to tell a bigger story. You know, obviously, like on NXT last night, you know, Leon Slater was there, Javon Evans, you know, Dark State attacked the Hardys. We're at Halloween Havoc, we're getting the Hardys defending the tag titles again against Dark State or whatever, so they're going to be getting a rematch. I feel like this was as upset as I was when it happened, I feel like there's going to be a bigger story at play, and I feel like it's going to allow us, the audience, to be able to see Leon Slater and Javon Evans sort of work together. You know, to take out Dark State.
I'll tell you a quick prediction here. I think Dark State's going to beat the Hardys for the tag titles, and I think eventually it's going to lead to our very first TNA/NXT champion. And I think that Leon and Javon are going to win the tag titles.
I could definitely see that being a possibility.
But Aya, you are not wrong. This match was amazing, but the ending, shake my head, especially after giving him more time. Oh yeah, when the time limit drew, I thought people were going to throw sodas. I thought people were going to throw shit in the ring. That's how crazy it was.
And the thing is, like, they didn't even, I don't remember like anybody saying like, oh, there's a time limit on this match. Like, I don't remember anybody saying that unless they did, and I just wasn't paying attention at that time. I didn't know there was a time limit for this match.
Me either. There's a lot of things that they weren't saying.
But like, pro wrestling is all about story, 100%. And I feel like there's a bigger story at play here that at the time, because the match was so good, you know, we were just overlooked.
Yeah, so let's move on now to the match that everybody is talking about. And I am curious, Ben, because I know you didn't watch Bound for Glory, But did you see like any clips or anything from this next match with the Hardys and the Dudleys?
Not yet. And I went to go edit it, and it was not there.
Oh my god! So I'm sorry, Ben. I'm so sorry that happened to you. So for context, guys, right now Ben's editing the TNA Bound for Glory vlog, and I totally forgot to give him the second half of the show that we're talking about right now. So he has seen little things throughout the first half, but not the second. Is there anything you want to add from the first half? From editing that like you watched?
Yeah, all I know is that you guys had a great fucking time. I know little to nothing about what's going on in TNA, but from a viewer's standpoint, in terms of entertainment, it was definitely like up there and some of the best PLEs that WWE has put on. And if there's also one thing that I can also add is that TNA is growing substantially. And just the couple years that they've been back to TNA, it has boomed massively in numbers in terms of attendance. Shit was like a little fucking college auditorium. Now it's a fucking whole ass arena. So
I know what picture you're talking about, Rage. I'm pulling it up.
Yep.
I'm pulling up the picture.
That's what I'll add is that you guys look like you had a hell of a time, and you guys were at a Bound for Glory during a very big boom period for the company, and that's really awesome.
Hey, they broke the record from Slammiversary too.
Yes, sir.
Chris Bay came out and made the announcement, which was awesome. And here's the graphic, which shout out to TNA, because look at this. Here is the before and after. This is when they were dying back in like 2018
to
2025. Incredible.
I also want to give a quick shout out to fucking Chris Bay, dude. After going through a horrific injury and walking his own damn self places now, when not only was it a career-threatening injury, it was looking to be what was going to be the rest of his life. And the dude is walking by himself. That does prove, whether you're a believer or not, there is something out there that definitely helps pump the good juju into you, because, my God, that is a miracle in itself. So I just want to give a quick shout out to Chris Bay.
And I love that Chris Bay got that opportunity too. Like, if there's anybody that deserves it, he generally enjoys it.
It'll be some time before he's back in the ring, if ever, but he's looking really good, and his progress is nothing short of a miracle. So quick shout out and congratulations on his recovery to him.
Hell yeah. But now let's get into the Dudleys versus Hardys one last time.
Fucking
Spike Dudley. We all popped Spike.
Out, man.
Oh my God, we lost our shit.
I'm just gonna say though, it is. I know age and fucking Mother Nature is a bitch, but my God, I miss the orange mop on that dude's fucking head when he used to get slammed the fuck around. That dude single-handedly deserves to be in the Hall of Fame based solely on what he gave to the fucking business. That dude could have died doing the shit he was doing for fucking Vince McMahon back in the day. So no, if anybody deserves props, it is Spike fucking Dudley.
You know what, Rage? I got an idea.
What?
So for next week, I'm getting put over. Usually we
Spike
wait
fucking Dudley.
There. That's my pick. Spike Dudley. I was originally gonna do Bobby Roode. I'm gonna wait another time. Spike Dudley is getting put over.
I'm down.
Sorry,
so
Danny.
Fucking down.
I'm so sorry, Danny. You're not gonna be able to put him over, but me, Rage, and Danny got this.
Dude, this is incredible, man.
The Hardys, every single person was on their feet during this.
Tables, ladders, and chairs, bro. Dude, Devon looks great.
He does.
He pulled it out for this last one, man. He really did.
Yes, he did. And my God, let me just tell you this too. Me and Jordan both were in tears during this match. Like, it was so emotional being there, witnessing this one final time. And they really did take us down that nostalgia. Like Jeff Hardy getting on that ladder, doing the swanton, freaking just blew the roof off of that place. Even though Jeff Hardy, we did get scared. There was a lot of people that were supposed to meet him after the show. Hardy did hit his head on like the ladder part of it.
He did.
When he was landing. And so many people are like, oh no, is he going to need stitches? Am I going to miss out on meeting Jeff? Like every time, like at TNA Slammiversary, same thing happened. Like with Jeff Hardy, he was doing swantons off the top rope and friggin' hitting the people on the ladders. And man, everybody was all scared that they weren't going to be able to beat Jeff. But man, and then Bubba surrendered, went through it. I didn't know how I felt about the finish, but It was still a
I
beautiful
liked it.
moment.
I liked it. It was, bro, like this match was so emotional in so many different like ways, man. Like I can honestly say this, without hesitation. I would not be sitting here talking to you guys right now if it was not for these four guys. You know what I mean? Like the only thing that I feel like would have made it better is if, Christian
Edge and
and
Christian,
Adam
yeah.
Copeland came out and, they all embraced in the ring together.
Bro, just
and
say
that
fucking Edge. He was Edge when he did
Edge.
this shit, all right?
It's Edge. Yeah.
It's Edge,
Yeah,
not
man.
Adam Copeland.
And look at this picture, man.
Money shot.
You want to talk
Yeah.
about a legendary tag team career. They left it all out there, and both Bubba and Devon should be very proud of themselves. And they gave us everything they had. The Hardys gave us everything they had. And my God, this was such a great match.
Yeah, it was,
from start to finish.
Yeah. And, like, I got him. I didn't cry or whatever, but I was like,
You lose your breath a little bit.
I was brushed with a lot of emotion during this match. You know what I mean? Just because, like, I have a lot of fond memories from watching them, when I was a kid. And, WrestleMania 17 is obviously one of my favorite WrestleManias and the best WrestleMania
Triple Threat
in
TLC.
my personal opinion. You know what I mean? And these guys have given me so much, fond memories as a pro wrestling fan over the years. And honestly, they deserve nothing but respect from every fucking person on this planet that has ever watched a pro wrestling show.
Absolutely. But now let's get into our main event. Mike Santana versus Trick Williams for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. And man, Mike Santana, he got some color during this match. And my God, Mike Santana busting his ass during this match. And they have been building him from the ground up. And TNA's definitely put a lot of investments in him. And it's finally paying off because Santana ended up winning. But with the Call Your Shot gauntlet, Nick Nemeth came out with the stupid little trophy there. And we got the return of Elias. Well, Elijah hitting him with the guitar. And then Frankie Kazarian went inside the ring. And then pretty much he got hit by Santana. And then Santana had this beautiful moment with his daughter holding the world championship. All that hard work finally paying off and even giving her the championship, bowing down. What a beautiful moment this was.
It was a great moment. I'm not quite sure if I would have done it in Lowell, Mass, though.
It should have happened at Slammiversary. I will continue to say that because let me tell you, he got a Ultimate Warrior pop at that Slammiversary.
Yeah.
But
it
still,
should have definitely happened there. And I've heard a lot of stories from Mike Santana or about Mike Santana, like, his history or whatever. And like, he's battled like a lot of like drug addiction and stuff like that. And like, he's overcome a lot in his life to really like get to this level.
I think 4 years sober now.
Yeah. And I'm really happy that he was able to get this moment, celebrate with his daughter. And, it was a big moment. It was an emotional moment. And it was definitely, I could have done without the whole, the whole cashing in the call your shots, stuff. And like,
no, they did their job there because it got all of us really worried and really pissed off.
Yeah, but
they did their job.
I still would have just got rid of all that and just let Mike celebrate with his kid. You know what I mean?
But overall, Bound for Glory, they definitely
absolutely
killed it. And if you guys haven't watched Bound for Glory yet, highly recommend checking it out. I believe it is available on the TNA Plus app and Thriller TV. But now let's finally get into some of the TV recaps from this past week in the wrestling television world. We're getting back into the WWE universe, Ben. So welcome back.
Welcome back.
And this last Friday on SmackDown, we did get quite some surprises, and let's talk about it. So last Friday on SmackDown, we saw the return of Tama Tonga and the MFT with a new look. They attacked Sammy, Shinsuke, and right after, they had a stare down with the Wyatt Six. What's your thoughts on this new look?
It's not a new look. It's the Bullet Club
MFT.
Gorillas of Destiny, bro. It's not a
Yeah.
new
Well,
look at
okay,
all. This is Japan.
Look, it's a new look for the casuals, all right?
Yeah.
The WWE universe.
Yes.
So can we just talk about how thick Tamatanga got? Has anybody else noticed that? Homie got beefy.
Grind is real.
I mean,
Um,
if you take your work serious, that's sort of what happens. You know what I mean? How many guys have left and then come back, fucking ripped the shit?
well, he wasn't ripped as shit. He just got thick. It looks like he's mid bulk. He just got
Well,
thick.
Well, like that's
Um,
how he was built during New Japan, and then like when he went to WWE, he kind of like lost a lot of that muscle and kind of thinned out.
No, he
and
didn't
it looks
lose
like
any
he's
of
going
that
back to
muscle.
that.
He just cut, and the dude looked
Cut.
incredible. Same thing with Jacob Fatu. He got here, and he was in the best shape of his life, and now he's looking more and more like he was in the Indies. He's starting to get a little thick again, and it happened quick. But no, I think it's cool. I think I would have preferred him joining Team Roman and like the Usos and shit because I felt like one, it would have evened the score a little bit. I would have liked to see because Tama, out of the entire group, including fucking Solo, is the most over member in that fucking group right now. So I would have rather just say fuck it, keep him away from Camacho, put a rocket ship on his fucking back, and make
Camacho.
him a good single
Camacho.
star. You guys know it. I fucking know it. His mic skills are great. The dude can talk. Like, it's no secret to anybody who's actually been following him. So I think it's cool if they have a wowing story, then I'm gonna be a little bit more like, well, fuck yeah, cool. Until then, I can't really, say much other than like obviously I know I'm very aware of the Gorillas of Destiny. Like I'm very aware of that. But how is that going to translate over to into the WWE? So it just
That is true.
there's not much to say when people just show up for the first time and it's a new gimmick for everybody to go do some homework on and then come back to. So right now, all I can say is it's cool. Welcome back, Tama. Until I know what direction we're going, I would have preferred him with Roman.
All right, and I will say this while Daddy is having a chit chat right now. I will say this. I do agree here with Tyrus here in the live chat. The MFTs need Tamatanga to go relevant again, especially with that touch with the New Japan face paint. I agree, and honestly, I'm really excited to see where things go, but that's the thing. Like, they wrote him off TV already once, and now they have this new look. And this is like now do or die for Solo Sikoa and his entire group. Because now if they do get lost in the shuffle again, where do we go from here?
Facts.
What are they going to get more face paint, or are they going to like cut their hair? Like, you can't get bigger than the face paint. And I will say I am excited to see where they go. I like that. Not only are they going after the US title, but they're also going after the Wyatt 6 and the tag titles. So I kind of like that. Very refreshing. I kind of hope to see Tamatanga and Tangaloa win the tag titles. And I wouldn't mind seeing Solo beat Sammy for the belt, but I think that they're going to build for Obafemi.
Possible.
It is very possible. But yeah, overall, man, I do gotta say, like, I'm excited to see where things go with this, and it's only a matter of time before something big happens, I think.
Facts.
All right, well, let's move on now to our next We Are Wrestling TV recap. And it also happened last Friday on SmackDown, which we saw the return of Zelina Vega helping Aleister Black defeat Damian Priest in a last man standing match. What's your thoughts on the new pairing here with both Zelina and Aleister?
I know it's kind of fucked to say, but it almost feels like a Timu replacement version of Karrion Kross and Scarlett. But I think it's
Yeah, I've
long
heard that
awaited.
comparison.
I'm not gonna lie, it is long awaited. I mean, this is something that people have been kind of pitching for, in some capacity. So I think for the first time pairing them, I think it did justice. I mean, Damian Priest and Zelina Vega have some kind of history too. Back in I think 2021, 2022, when they were building up the Backlash pay-per-view and everything. Obviously it's no secret that they're friends. So to kind of add in real life relationships with real life fucking relationships.
Oh, they were friends on
Yeah,
screen.
exactly.
I remember that.
This kind of plants the seeds back there again. It gives us an angle, and it's like it's her husband, man. So I think that this is going to do a lot of good. I'm excited to see what they do because pairing Zelina Vega up with her husband, who obviously has a very different build compared to her, but obviously we know Zelina can adapt with everything. Immediately, I loved the almost like Bride of Frankenstein look that she had going on, which was kind of fucking cool. So like it just I think it's going to be a really cool thing going forward if they can do it right. So yeah.
What do you got for us, Danny?
I will say, like, I really love this match. I still feel like it should have been on the Crown Jewel PLE. You know what I mean? It's kind of insane to me. Like, they've been building up the story over weeks, and Aleister Black has been back in WWE since literally the SmackDown after WrestleMania, and he has yet to have a PLE match. That's like weird to me.
It's not weird to me because you also have to remember the dude came in during like wrapping up of big storylines that are still going on. So it's like you have to give that time. You have to give that a little bit of, time to get a place for you. You can still have matches here and there to kind of build your obviously appearance and, your likeness back with the crowd. But to get your own story, that does take time when there's a lot of other stories still wrapping up, So I do get it.
Yeah, but Damian and Priest have been building up their story for weeks.
It gave me a reason to tune into SmackDown for the main event, Last Man Standing.
It did.
It made the show a little bit more exciting.
Yeah, and this is on the heels of a report coming out that WWE replaced the creative team on SmackDown. You know what I mean?
We did talk about in the extra last week.
We ended up getting a good show, and I feel like WWE right now is on fire. Besides this obviously this whole Seth situation, but like even then, I feel like put a rock in a fucking Braun Breaker and shoot him to the moon. So WWE's just on fire right now. I have really.
I've been enjoying it the last couple weeks. Ever since the horrible WrestlePalooza, it has gotten better.
Fuck WrestlePalooza.
But I do like this here. Mixed tag. They're gonna bring back Lola Vice into the mix with Zelina and Aleister. That's a perfect way to bring her up to the main roster.
Lola Vice is dating Damian Priest, apparently. So that
honestly, give us that mixed match at Survivor Series. I think that'd be a fun one.
And that would be a way to bring Lola Vice from NXT up to the main roster. So.
Yep. So I'll share my thoughts real quick on this. I think bringing in Zelina with Aleister, this is massive. This is going to, I think, really help Aleister go from being a mid-card guy to a main event guy that we've been projecting him to be. I don't think we've gotten the best version of him just yet in the WWE, and I think having Zelina by his side just is going to add more aura. It's going to add more power to his character, and it's just like Karrion Kross. Like, Killer Kross has always been better when he's had Scarlett by his side. Yeah. Like, sometimes you need that valet. And I think
Jordan
having Zelina, it works out.
Hey, what up, Jordan?
Hey, Jungle Boy Jordan in the chat. Oh. But yeah, no, I think Zelina being with Aleister, massive W. And I'm excited to see where things go from here.
Yeah.
Facts.
All right, well, let's end things off with the TV recap by congratulating, because all of us don't watch New Japan. The only one in our little universe that does is Ricky Knows Best. But let's congratulate Takeshita on winning the IWGP Championship against Zack Sabre Jr. And the Don Callis family brings home another championship.
Yeah, dude.
All right. Well, with that being said, let's get into the We Are Wrestling Podcast, weekly news and rumors. And we might as well start off with the following NXT releases because they did some fall cleaning here. And obviously, we're not going to know everybody, but we do have the list of people here. And I'm going to name them off. And then after I name all of them off, we can just share our genuine thoughts on some of the people that we do know. All right, so here is the list. So, no longer in WWE anymore, we have Wes Lee, former NXT North American champion.
That one shocks me.
Stevie Turner, a part of Roman Reigns' family here, Lance Noah. Anoa'i. Sorry, guys. Then we also have a LFG Season 1 competitor, Jin Tala. Draco Knox. Never seen him before. We have Season 2 LFG, Hayes, Jasmine. Season 2 LFG, Summer, Season 1 and 2 LFG standout, BJ Ray, and Season 1 LFG Troy Yearwood. Those were all the NXT current names that were released. We will get into Ridge Hollins next, but any genuine thoughts on any of the people I mentioned?
Best of luck on your future endeavors, and hope to see you down the road.
I feel like the most shocking one is Wes Lee, just because like he was so accomplished in NXT, North American Champion, and like I feel like what really hindered his career in NXT was his heel turn, because like I mean nobody really like finds that dude threatening or whatever, and like that's not part of being a heel and part of being a bad guy, you know what I mean? Like being on that level of like I'm gonna beat your ass because I feel like it, not because I have to. So I feel like
Yeah, 'cause you
Wesley,
can't
man,
afford lunch.
they butchered that dude, man. But my prediction is he goes back, he goes to TNA, rejoins the Rascals, and you know we get him doing some cool stuff there. So that's my take.
Yeah, I will say this. Wesley, we already know what's happening. Desmond, he's going back to TNA because they're definitely going to further that storyline with him and Zachary Wentz. Might as well take advantage of that opportunity that they had.
Mhm.
Wesley, I'm not surprised by this release, only because like he's been in the developmental for 5 to 6 years now, which is crazy. Like he should have been called up like when he was like at the peak, when he was the NXT North American champion. But I do think not having Zachary Wentz definitely hurt him in the long run, because they were such a great tag team, MSK, and even the Rascals and TNA. They were so good together. And I think that really did hurt him, even though he did have a great NXT North American title run. That wasn't going to translate anything to the main roster. But that tag team with Zachary, he would have fit perfect on the SmackDown brand with their stack tag division, or they could have brought some relevancy to the Raw tag titles.
Am I the only one that thinks it's kind of wild that this might a little bit be out of topic or whatever, but it does have to do with this whole thing? Am I the only one that finds it wild that they released Zachary Wentz because of all that, you know, that the allegations or whatever?
Yeah,
Because
and then they never ended up bringing him back, even though she was guilty.
No, but now they're bringing him in to do stuff on NXT as part of a TNA roster. Am I the only one that finds that weird?
Yeah, but at the same time, I think Zachary Wentz is very happy with where he's at right now.
Oh, 100%.
And I think eventually down the road, maybe we see him back in WWE with Wesley, and they actually do go further with the tag team. But I think for now, TNA is probably the best spot for Wesley.
Oh, could you imagine them against Fraxium?
That would be nice. But there is one person I'm actually kind of shocked about that I do want to talk about real quick, and that is Sexy BJ Ray. Why the hell are you releasing my boy like this?
I think you might be the only person that genuinely gives a fuck.
I probably am.
I feel like you're the only one that really knows who the fucking guy is. I know him from being a douchebag on fucking LFG. Outside of that, I don't know who
Hell
the fuck
yeah,
the guy is.
hell yeah, he's a douchebag.
Has he ever made an NXT appearance or anything?
He did. He made a couple sporadic appearances. Tried to flirt with one of Natalia's friends, and then she super kicked him in the face. But just my quick thoughts on it. It is what it is. Like it happened. But
hey, Tony Khan, you better call him, bro.
Yeah, he's trying to get an AEW contract. I don't think that's gonna happen, but honestly, I feel like he would be a good fit with the Ring of Honor. There's like this group called the Frat House.
I could see him be with like MJF if MJF wanted like a sidekick and like, you know, mentor somebody.
Yeah, but a lot of names here that were released that probably a lot of us aren't surprised about. But like Ben said, wish them all nothing but the very best in their future endeavors. Yeah. And we'll have to wait and see what happens with the moving on. It's just a part of the game. But let's get into one of the more notable names on this list, which he does have some separate news, and that is Ridge Hollins announced on his social media that his WWE contract will not be renewed when it expires on November 14th, despite being injured at TNA Victory Roads. And Hollins confirmed that WWE will pay for his rehab and medical bills, But according to Fightful, some of the things that came out, sources say that Ridge Hollins was not paid beyond his WWE deal for the TNA bookings that led to his injury. Hollins is now without guaranteed pay while he heals up for the next 6 months. And Hollins had signed a 1-year extension with the WWE in November of 2024. That was about $200,000 less than what he was previously making on the main roster.
Yeah, he made a
All
post.
I'm gonna
on social
say is the dude. I'm surprised they didn't do it sooner.
He made a post. He made a post on social media. I think around the time that this news broke or whatever, and he was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have a family of 5 that I need to feed. I need to be able to support. And it's like, bro, you've been in WWE how long? Like, it's not like fucking WWE superstars are making $15 an hour. You're telling me that you don't have anything saved up from your time there?
Well,
That's
I don't
kinda
think
crazy.
that. You just have to realize that like the income is stopping officially, like that
Well,
contract.
yeah, but I mean, the
So
thing
now
is,
Ridge Hollins, he can't go to the independents and wrestle. He tore his ACL.
Well, yeah, I know that. But like once you're in WWE and you're one of those household names, bro, like you can make bank just from signing autographs, taking pictures. You know what I mean? Like look at Matt Cardona. That dude probably makes more money now than he ever did in WWE.
Well, I think we all know that. But to just keep things short and sweet here with Ridge Hollins, I'm not surprised by this. Like I thought it was going to happen years ago, like when
I think
he
they
got lost
secretly
in the
still
shuffle.
blame him for the whole Big E thing.
See, injuries happen. Like it happened, unfortunately. Like I have moved past that.
Can you believe
But,
it's 2025 and we're still talking about Ridge Holland?
What was he called with him, Sheamus, and fucking Buckwheat or whatever the fuck his
Oh,
name?
Butch.
Was. Yeah, Butch.
The Brawling Brutes.
Yeah.
But with Ridge Hollins, I think what's going to happen when he heals up in 6 months, he's going to go right to TNA because that's where he got hurt. And I think that they're going to build like kind of like an invasion storyline where like, who was the person? Mike Santana was the one he wrestled. Mike Santana, he got hurt during the match with Mike Santana, or it was Moose, one or the other, and I think he's gonna go and try to cost him something, and then he'll be in TNA. So usually when somebody gets released, they feel like it's the end of the world, but it's really not, and I think honestly, it's gonna benefit him in the long run.
Yep.
All right, well, moving on now to some even bigger news. WWE, it's one of those weeks. WWID prospects Zeta Steele and Kylie Ray are no longer in the WWID program. Zeta decided.
Isn't Kylie Ray the one that fucking like accused
Danny.
Jericho of stuff?
Yes.
Nobody fucking cares.
Zeta has decided not to renew her contract, while Kylie was told WWE wouldn't renew hers. What's your thoughts so far on this whole WWID thing? Has it been a fail, or
It's all been a fucking fail. It means nothing. Just like the fucking Saudi Arabia fucking crown jewel honkadory motherfucking dude title.
I don't think it's been a fail because there have been people that have benefited from it. Bryce Donovan, Sean Legacy, like there have been people. Evolve is pretty popular, so you can't say it's been a 100% fail.
It's been a fucking fail, dude.
Just because there's been a few people, whatever that have.
They found like 2 fucking people off that shit, and they lost like the other 30. It was a fucking fail.
there still is a lot of people that are still there.
Marcus Mathers is still in
but,
it.
But Spencer got me here. What the hell is a WWID?
Please don't waste the time.
I'm not going to.
Please don't.
But here's why a lot of people are talking about this, because the first person that they announced was Zeta Steele that signed a WWID deal, and she decided not to renew hers. But I will say the only thing that I want to talk about here is there was one thing that was mentioned when they announced this whole thing, and basically if you're a WWID prospect and you get a contract offer by AEW or TNA or New Japan or wherever you go, WWE has the option to match that contract. And I'm surprised that Tony Khan or like TNA, like nobody really did that. Like they saw like a Zeta Steel or a Bryce Donovan and try to offer him a big contract to see whether or not WWE would match it and they would have to take on that salary. That's like the only thing that I was a little confused by. But Zeta Steel, she's only 21 years old. I think that she will eventually end up coming to WWE at some point. But with the ID program, she probably feels like she can't do other bigger things.
Yeah. And Kylie Ray, I think somebody said that she was like 35 or whatever. Like she was up there in age. I mean, that could be an issue too, because usually WWE doesn't, like hiring people of that age or whatever, because it limits them on how many years they can go in a way. Like,
yeah, but also Kylie Ray right now, she is pregnant too.
Well, you can't wrestle when you're pregnant, so.
Yep. So yeah, that makes sense. But wish them to nothing but the absolute best. I'm sure we all do. But now let's move on to some TNA news here. According to Fightful, TNA sources say the Hardy Boys deal will be up next month unless an extension was quietly reached. The company does hope to retain them. A number of TNA talent have been told a TV deal is coming. What's your thoughts on this? Do you think the Hardys are going to be coming back to WWE now, or do you think they're going to end up re-signing with TNA?
I'll let you go first, Dan.
I could definitely see them staying in TNA, but I could also see them. It's like a double-edged sword in a way. You know what I mean? I could see them going to WWE very easily, but I could also see them staying in TNA. Because, like, in every interview that I've seen as of late, like, both Matt and Jeff, they thank TNA for giving them an opportunity, during some of their darkest days, when they were heavily into addiction and, like, multiple chances and all that bullshit that happened a couple years ago.
Same story, different company, but let's go.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I could see them staying, but I could also see them going back to WWE full-time, getting that one last run, and then going into the Hall of Fame.
I wouldn't use the term full time. I would use final run.
Yeah, so
I mean, they only do TV once a week, so they could be on a full time basis with WWE. They don't do house shows no more.
Well, only for international they do stuff, but that's beside the point. I think that the Hardys are probably going to end up re-signing with TNA, maybe on like a short-term deal, because I do think TNA right now, their number one goal, and we've been hearing it for the last year since the whole TNA WWE partnership, is getting a TV deal in place. And I know we've talked about it over and over again, and I can't wait until we finally get that damn deal done. And I think if they're going to get it done, they need the Hardys under contract with TNA because they are a draw.
Oh, they are.
And that's all I got to say when it comes to that. But let's move on now to our last We Are Wrestling Weekly News and Rumors topic. And we finally got an update with this whole Def Rebel thing. And according to WrestleVotes, as seen and heard on SmackDown, a few superstars reverted back to their original theme songs. Sources indicate several superstars have been requesting music change for quite some time now, including outspoken names such as Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. Time will tell if all those requests are eventually granted. Kairi Sane also this past Monday got her old theme back. What's your thoughts on these changes finally happening with the music department?
It's about fucking time. I don't think anybody is a fan of Death Rebel. Like, yeah, he has some songs that are genuinely good, but 90% of them are garbage. So yeah, no, this is good. This is a good thing.
I mean, I think it's a good thing. Obviously, like Death Rebel, like WWE should have cut ties with them a long time ago. You know what I mean? And I would love to have Drew McIntyre's old theme back. I just the whole his theme song now is just overrated and overplayed. So I'm not really that big of a fan or whatever. I want Johnny Gargano to go back to Rebel Heart. Like I don't know. I feel like we were spoiled when NXT had that homecoming show. Because Tommaso Ciampa had his own theme song. Johnny Gargano had his own theme song. And I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I will say I'm very happy about this news. I definitely marked out when Shinsuke came out to his old theme. It's about time. And honestly, like, I would love to see like maybe some old Jim Johnson music come back. I would like to see like WWE maybe work with CFO and also work with Jim Johnson and other like musicians out there as well. Because like a lot of the most popular themes in wrestling is from artists that are outside our bubble.
Yeah.
And one of the names that we could talk about is Rhea Ripley. Like, she has one of the most popular themes right now on the main roster because it's not made by a generic Def Rebel. And I think more wrestlers could benefit from it because presentation is everything.
You want to know what else?
And one of the big things you think of is the entrances. When you hear the glass shatter, you think of Stone Cold. When you hear the gong, you think of The Undertaker. When you hear the "You Can't See Me," you think of John Cena. And I feel like that's something that's been desperately missing on WWE TV for the last 20 years. And we need
you know what I also miss about the old school WWE, and like I don't understand why they don't do it, is during their entrances or whatever, to where like all it says now is just their name with like cool like different like graphics or whatever. I miss like like almost like the highlight reel of like the video packages like during their entrance. You know what I mean? I wish they would go back to that.
All right, well, let's go back into time because we have our Getting Put Over segment. Roll it! Every week we do this thing called the Getting Put Over segment. We pick one past, present, or future professional wrestler and we put them over. We talk about the defining moments, the accolades, the rivalries, the segments, and our biggest what ifs. It's time to put a new wrestler over in the We Are Wrestling Getting Put Over segment. It's another week, and it is time to put somebody over. And last week, you guys ended up putting over Randy Orton. And this week, I don't know who made this decision, but we are putting over The Big Show. And the way we like to do this, if this is your first time listening to the We Are Wrestling podcast, which you can do every Wednesday live on YouTube, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we ask you guys favorite title run, favorite match, favorite segment, favorite year, favorite rivalry, a dream opponent, and a what-if scenario. And the way we like to do this is going over the accolades to start things off. And The Big Show has had a Hall of Fame career, so here we go. Pro Wrestling Illustrated, The Big Show was ranked number 2. In 1996, he was the Rookie and Wrestler of the Year. Pretty much just spoiled what the next slide is. He was ranked number 2 in the PWI Top 500 in 1996, his rookie year. This was the closest he was to number 1. Then in WCW, he was a 2-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion. He was a 3-time WCW World Tag Team Champion, 1 time with Scott Hall, 1 time with Lex Luger, and 1 time with Sting. 2-time WWE Champion, 2-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion, a 1-time ECW World Championship, 3-time WWE Hardcore Champion, 1-time WWE United States Champion, a 1-time WWE Intercontinental Champ. He was a total 5-time World Tag Team Champion, 2 times with The Undertaker, 1 time with Kane, 1 time with Chris Jericho, 1 time with The Miz, and he was a 3-time WWE Tag Team Champion, 1 with Kane, 1 with Jericho, 1 with Miz. What a weird time that was. Big Show also was the 2015 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner. Let's get into our favorite title run of Big Show's.
WCW World Championship 95 when he beat Ric Flair, man. This is definitely the very, very, very beginning. And this kind of set the tone for what kind of career he was going to have. I mean, Ric Flair at the time was one of the biggest superstars around and was like kind of the face of WCW for a little bit. So when that title change happened and it was against a big fucking mobile fucking flying torpedo of a giant fucking dude, we knew we were shifting into a whole new era, and that was the start of it. So, yeah, I had to choose that just for nostalgic purposes.
Hell yeah. He had a really good run in WCW.
Phenomenal run. Some of his best work.
Danny.
I can't remember what I picked.
Oh, my. He chose the WWE Championship.
Oh yeah, the WWF
scrub.
title back in '99, I believe. I'm not a scrub. It's just I've never like I'm not like a huge.
Danny
Big Show
is lazy. He doesn't like to do his fucking homework.
He couldn't. Okay.
And wait, let me guess. Out of everybody, because I didn't get to listen to the Getting Put Over from last week. I want to guess. This was Danny's decision to put over the Big Show.
No, it was mine.
Oh, okay. I was going to give Danny more shit if it was.
No, it was mine.
Well, your favorite was the WWE Championship.
What was yours, Donnie?
Mine, I had to go Hardcore Championship because I don't know. I just enjoyed the Big Show, choke slamming Kai and Tai, and just pretty much bullying everybody around this time. So I went with that because I don't know. Big Show's like title runs because I never was the biggest Big Show fan. So when he won a championship, I was like, oh, here we go again. So I had to go hardcore title. Favorite match?
Kane Rebellion 1999, man. This was actually fucking great, man, because like Kane was at peak Kane still. This is the scary Kane that literally took little to no damage and showed any kind of selling for it. So the fact that they were both the same size, and Big Show was kind of in the transitionary period of becoming an immovable monster compared to his agile. Vince told him to tone it the fuck down when he came to WWE from WCW. And he was finally owning into that, putting on a lot of the size. So who would have better thought a better pairing to go against each other than Kane and Big Show? And this also was kind of cool to see the compatibility of what we were going to see when they eventually became tag team champions multiple times.
Yes, sir.
It was a nice little tease.
Bro, I miss that Kane so much.
Oh, that was the Kane, bro.
That was the best Kane.
Oh, yeah.
What are you fucking talking about? It was Isaac Yankem, bro.
What do you got for us, Daddy?
I can't remember.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yes. I picked I picked it. I don't know. There was just something about like I do feel like DX. They used to give Big Show a lot of shit back in the day, and there was just always something like whether you wanted to see the match or not, there was just always like entertaining aspects to it. You know what I mean? And I mean, can we forget like what happened during this match? You know, DX shoved.
We'll get into it in just a moment. My favorite match, I had to go with WrestleMania 17, the Triple Threat Hardcore match. Kane versus Big Show versus Raven. This was such a great match.
Raven was so out of place.
Stuff. He was actually pretty. I thought he was in place during this, but
no, I meant like in terms of like physicality,
like size.
He's so out of place.
2 7-footers and just little Raven.
Just literally two Goliaths and a fucking sad David that was just getting whipped the fuck around.
Hell yeah, going through the glass, going through freaking walls during this match.
Shout out to Raven, man. He has early onset Parkinson's. So
and it was probably because of this fucking match. Anyways.
And all the ECW bumps he did. But getting into our favorite segment, take it away, Rage!
Favorite segment, Vince's face getting shoved into the Big Show's ass. Fucking incredible, man. Absolutely fucking incredible. It was one of those things because like Vince was a huge advocate for the Kiss My Ass Club, and that was the one time he got a huge fucking taste of Grandpa's old cough medicine. That was good shit.
Like Big Show spreading his cheeks, hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
No,
This man tasted what he had for breakfast.
And fucking dinner the night prior. Fucking wow.
Big Show's ass swallowed fucking Vince McMahon's head whole, bro.
Yeah, dude.
It was like that scene in fucking in Little Nicky where the fucking pineapple gets shoved up the dude's ass.
I wonder if Vince was down on his knees, face deep in Big Show's butt cheeks, and was thinking, shit, out of the 60 plus years that I've been on this earth, I never literally thought I would be here before. But fuck, this is good shit. Well, it's the Big Show. Got him.
This is money, pal.
No, here's the part that gets me. The Big Show is just laying on the fucking ropes.
I'm surprised the ropes didn't break.
But then again, he broke the ring not once, he broke it twice. Oh fuck!
That's wild work.
Oh my god, I can't believe
that's
he did
fucking crazy work, bro.
that. I bet Vince is like.
And look, Vince McMahon's putting his hands up like he's getting ready to fucking grasp.
That's a hairy ass. Oh fuck, that is the best segment ever. All right, what do you got, Danny? Woo. Oh.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh my
I think I picked the segment with Big Boss Man at Big Show's funeral.
There you go.
And bro, like, I don't know, there was something about this feud, like, back then Boss Man was ruthless, man. Like, could you imagine having a funeral and then somebody, like, you know, coming and stealing the fucking casket? I don't know why it's so funny.
Holy
I don't know why it's so funny.
I don't know why it's so fucking funny either.
I don't know. It's just funny just seeing him like friggin' like holding on for dear life.
He's riding this shit like a yes.
He's had some iconic segments, that's for sure. All right, my favorite segment for the Big Show. I had to go with the Floyd Money Mayweather thing that happened at No Way Out 2008. Like when he broke his nose legitimately. Like I thought that this was like the one time, like this is when I started thinking wrestling was fake because I was like at that age. But then like this happened and like I thought it was real, which the broken nose was real. Yep. But let's get into our favorite year of the Big Show.
The Big Show's favorite year was definitely 2005 to 2006. There was just something about overtly large fucking Big Show that just was so fucking intimidating, especially since that he was at his probably one of his largest sizes there. Why?
Bro, you know what this reminds me of? Bro, you know what that reminds me of? Remember the fucking the segment on SmackDown where fucking Big Show stole Eddie Guerrero's food and there was laxatives in it?
Yeah, dude, that was fucking great. But
wow,
the reason why I loved 05, 06 Big Show is because he was in a fucking tag team. He was with Kane. He was also part of one of the best Survivor fucking 5 against 5s I've ever seen going into it. And they just seemed like a dominant team at the time, and it just kind of like defied a certain generation of Big Show's career that was one of my favorites of all time, and I remember super fondly.
I generally enjoyed this run too for Big Show because like I never really liked him as a singles competitor, but him teaming with Kane was like very refreshing.
It was. If anything, it reinvented his career.
Remember when Kurt Angle shot the dart in Big Show's ass?
Yeah, and he started fucking like foaming and he passed the fuck out. Yeah.
There's so many iconic moments. What do you got, Danny?
How come every moment we're talking about involves Big Show's ass in some way?
Bro, what you got?
My favorite year has to be 99, 2000. Like I feel like around that year, like being a guy the size of Big Show, I could imagine like your mobility and your athleticism like you have a very short window. And I feel like around 99, 2000 was really his peak, you know, when you think about it. He had great feuds with The Rock, you know, who can forget the Royal Rumble 2000 where, you know, both Big Show and The Rock both went over the top rope or whatever. And that led to a match, I believe, at WrestleMania 2000. And like, Undertaker and Big Show with Paul Bearer, you know, as a tag team, you know, the Ministry of Darkness, like Big Show and Undertaker were creepy as fuck together, man. I don't know what else to say. They were creepy as fuck.
Agree. My favorite year for the Big Show, I had to go 2003. I love the matches that he had with Brock Lesnar around this time, and that's like my sole reason why I had to go 03.
Facts.
Getting into our favorite rivalry.
Honestly, this one's probably going to come out of left field because it's not your typical, but I genuinely enjoyed the buildup between him and Floyd Mayweather going into their match at No Mercy 2006, I believe.
Nope, it was WrestleMania 24.
Yeah, it was WrestleMania 07, that's right. No Mercy's when he got punched in the fucking nose, right?
No,
when
that was
upon Big Show's arrival.
No, so No Way Out 2008, Big Show made his return.
Yes.
And that's when he broke his nose, and then WrestleMania
Yes.
24 in 08.
That's what it was.
That's when we got the match.
Okay, it was 08. That's right. I was thinking about I was thinking about the complete wrong year. But the buildup was solid, and it was actually probably one of the first times in a long time, and that I actually had in recent memory of watching somebody cross over from a different sport to go and, obviously compete in the WWE. So that was kind of one of the first, like, I don't know, I guess you could say like test runs that the company did, like with like bigger profile people actually doing angles in the company. That was one of the earlier cases, and I was actually really drawn to it because of the obvious size difference in the different worlds apart, the different kind of style, and the fact that Big Show actually took a fucking shot to the nose and broke his shit on live camera, on live TV.
And also, too, like, I really enjoyed this for WrestleMania 24. Like, it was a very unique build. And, like, Floyd Money Mayweather, he's always been a heel in the boxing world.
Oh,
so
God,
to,
yeah.
like, see him, like, get into the wrestling world with his shit talking, that was pure entertainment.
It was fucking gas, yeah.
And he did a good job, I think, in his role during this match with Big Show.
I absolutely 100% agree.
What do you got for us, Danny?
I got to go with The Rock, man. I feel like The Rock and Big Show's rivalry is like, something that we all like, whether it's like, a match, a segment, whatever it is, like there's just something memorable about it. You know what I mean? And I enjoyed it, man. Like anything from around like 99, 2000, like I feel like all that stuff was gold. Maybe it's just because that was like, the era I grew up in. That's, I was young age or whatever, so I didn't really know any better. But all that stuff was just fucking gold to me, man. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah, The Rock and John Cena, they did love to call Big Show a fat ass. But I had to go with my favorite rivalry, Brock Lesnar. They just brought the best out in each other, especially when they broke the ring and stuff.
It gave Brock a lot of fucking confidence as well.
This helped Brock get to that superstar level.
And main eventer.
Legitimacy to that WWE championship, too.
Yep.
So I had to go with Brock because I thought that he brought out the best in Big Show. Well, Big Show did his job at this time and got Lesnar to that next level.
Facts.
All right, let's get into our dream opponent, and I can just say this right
Unanimous.
here. We all agree. If you don't think that this is the number one dream opponent, and you have definitely not a real wrestling fan, it's got to be Big Show and Andre the Giant.
However, I will make the disclaimer that when I fantasize about this match, it's Big Show in his prime. So WCW Big Show.
Yeah, no, definitely WCW. I just thought this was a funny graphic.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Because, like, in the video games, like, if you played a WWE video game before and Andre the Giant and Big Show were in it, you had them either tag teaming together or wrestling each other.
Absolutely.
But there's nobody that's a bigger dream opponent. I think even Vince would probably want this to happen if he could. But let's get into our what-if scenario.
So I said, what if Big Show stayed on top of obviously like conditioning his body, making sure that he's in tip-top shape, getting the right surgeries because he does have gigantism. So it does affects the hips, it affects the knees, it affects the entire ribs, it affects your back, your neck muscles and movement. Like you have to stay on top of it. And I think one of the biggest, shittiest aspects about, Vince's WWE era, especially in, the early days, was he had no days off. There was no time for recovery. There was no time for surgeries. If you got a fucking surgery, you lost your spot in the shuffle, or it would take forever to get your credibility back. But had Triple H been in charge years ago, or, Big Show debuted later on, it could have been different. And I wonder, would his quality work in the ring lasted longevity-wise a lot longer? And, would he have put, added on some years in the business?
Oh, definitely, because that's the thing, like, with today's schedule, I think Big Show is one of the many reasons why they do the way they do things today. Because Big Show, man, like, just you can look at the difference. Like, he is in way better shape and health now, not being a full-time wrestler, than he was being on the road 300 plus days for over 20 plus years.
100%.
I agree.
What do you got for us, Danny?
My what if is, What if the roles were reversed and Big Show was in the position The Rock is, as far as like, career wise, Hollywood, all that? Because obviously Big Show has done a bunch of acting. He had a show on Netflix a couple years ago. He was in Jingle All the Way. He played one of the giant Santa Claus or whatever. He was obviously a Water Boy, Captain Insano.
He showed
So
no
like
mercy.
what? Yeah. So like, what if the roles were reversed?
Knucklehead.
Yep, and like, what if Big Show was like this big movie star after post WWE?
I will say, Daddy, Big Show be looking really good here in this picture.
I know, it kind of looks like The Rock right now. Motherfucker lost a lot of weight.
It is The Rock with the Big Show's head. All right, well, my what if scenario. This one, I think a lot of people question. What if he wasn't flip-flopping so damn much? Like 1 month he was a heel, and then another month he was a babyface. Like he kept going back and forth, like a fucking seesaw. Like that's one thing that irritated me so much about the Big Show, like his WWE run, and I will not put it over, is the babyface heel just switches. It just happens so damn much. Why couldn't they make up their minds?
Yeah.
I hated babyface Big Show.
I didn't hate it. I don't know. There's some roles that just fit you better,
Somebody like Big Show, like, he's a fucking like 7'6" or whatever, like, he's this giant monster.
7'6".
I feel
He's 7 foot tall.
I feel like the Big Show. I feel like the Big Show should have been a heel like his entire pro wrestling run. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he also had some good moments when he was a big. He flip flopped too much. But guys, that is it for our getting put over segment this week.
Whoa.
And
whoa. What
fucking
the
robot?
Fuck? Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm back. Am I good?
My guy over here freezing, bro.
What the fuck?
You got that dial-up internet, son. You the last customer before they shut the doors.
Fuck.
Somebody's trying to make a phone call and his internet's fucking up.
Jesus, I can hear the screeching in my head. Oh, wait, we're slowly coming back. We're slowly coming back.
Am I coming back?
All right, now put it back.
Hey!
Yep. There we go. We're getting there.
I'm back.
It's getting better.
All right, well, for the getting put over this week, we put over the Big Show. And next week, I think Ben and I have already decided that we want to put over Spike Dudley. So that's what we're going to do next week.
Yeah, bitch.
Since the Dudleys ended their careers, we might as well put over
I'm not going to be on the show next week, but I'll still send in my
you're going to fucking do your homework when you fucking don't need to. Yeah. Oh, we know.
Bitch
we know
boy.
how you are.
It's like how I was in high school, man.
All right.
I'm not surprised. All right. Well, let's get into our We Are Wrestling podcast main event topic. And here we go.
Ben's getting ready for this.
He's excited to talk about this.
Now my ass fell asleep.
All right. Well, this past Monday on Raw, the Vision shockingly turned on Seth Rollins. And I will share all the news that we do have here. Huh?
Saying bye to Matt. You said no.
Oh, okay. Well, we do have some news here about this whole breakup, and I do have all the details, so I will read it before we share our thoughts on the whole segment itself and what we think about some of these reports. So, according to Fightful, Seth Rollins had been wearing the sling backstage around Australia over the last few days. According to PW Insider, the belief is Seth Rollins hurt his left shoulder landing on the coast-to-coast drive to Cody Rhodes at WWE Crown Jewel, confirmed by Ben earlier on the show. It was said that he'll be undergoing testing in the coming days. PW Insider also said there are some within WWE who believe Seth Rollins is heading for shoulder or rotator cuff surgery. Mm-hmm. And according to Fightful, the Vision's attack on Seth Rollins was hinted at as heavy creative pivots, and it was indicated that the Braun Breaker split wasn't originally planned or in the cards until sometime next year. And according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, one of the plans is for Austin Theory to come back and join the Vision. This came out before the injury happened. So now, what are our thoughts just in general on this happening shockingly this past Monday on Raw?
So let's start at Crown Jewel. It sucks, first of all, especially when they had long-term plans. Because this alters Survivor Series, this alters the Rumble, this alters a lot. So it's not like it's a small thing. This also comes to show that they are not getting any younger. The smallest miscalculation can cause a long sideline and a massive surgery. This is, again, just as much of a freak accident as it was for Liv Morgan. It is a just as freak accident. It sucks. Seth's been having it rough the last couple of years. The silver lining is, he gets to spend more time with his daughter. The shitty thing is it's time off his career. Now, obviously, plans, depending on the severity of the situation, have to be skyrocketed. And I think that is what's going to happen at Saturday night's main event. I think that Seth is going to get buried purposely. I think the Vision are going to have something to do with it. Either they're going to help Punk, obviously, for just whatever. Or they're going to cancel it all the fuck together, which is going to piss me off because CM Punk genuinely deserves this. I think that it's going to be the prior situation with something with the Vision, or Seth is just going to get buried, and then the Vision are going to come out after. It just fucking sucks. It really just, that's the long scope of things. It fucking sucks. Are there contingency plans currently being put in place and probably already are in place? Absolutely. We already knew that Brock was somewhat involved. They're going to speed that shit up. Austin Theory, I could see him as soon as fucking Monday or Friday. I could see him coming back real fucking soon. Yeah, all I can really say is that this sucks. I hope that what's to follow for this genuinely not only puts people over, it benefits them, but it also services the fans too. So I just wish everybody involved the best of luck. I hope that Seth has a quick, speedy, and very non-difficult recovery, and that we get the show back on the road eventually.
Well said. How do you feel about all this, Danny?
Well, first of all, what happened on Monday was completely shocking. Like, I didn't, having Monday Night Raw on at 8 o'clock in the morning when most of the world is like either at work, school, or doing
dead
something,
fucking
whatever.
asleep.
Like, I would exactly like.
Yeah, you spoiled it for
like
me, you fucking little bitch.
Yeah, bitch boy. I didn't even fucking know.
I mean, bro, you got to watch the show. What can I say?
I was at my shoot job.
Only weirdos like me get up at 6:45 on a Monday, on a day that I don't have to because the kids didn't have school, to live stream at 7 a show that's going to be on 8. So, I mean, dedication, bro. That's all I like to say. The grind is real. So it was shocking to say the least. A lot of people are saying that a lot of people don't really necessarily believe Rollins' injury is legit because of what we saw. He got injured at Saturday night's main event against LA Knight. Turned out to be a fabrication, and he ended up cashing in on CM Punk. And we know that Rollins wouldn't, he's not too good to be doing that. Like, we know who Rollins is, and it's kind of ironic that this whole thing transpired on the night that CM Punk won a number one contenders match for the world title. A lot of people seem to be speculating that maybe this was an elaborate plan by Rollins, to throw CM Punk off his game, thinking that Rollins is all by himself, and the Vision ends up, taking out CM Punk or whatever. I don't know if I believe that.
No,
but I mean, I wouldn't put it past Rollins to do something like that.
Yeah.
Apparently,
it's not going to happen twice.
Nope.
Apparently, WWE is they're not saying anything about the injury. They haven't posted anything about the injury.
Yeah, because he has to go. He has to do an MRI. They have to do an MRI. They have to do testing to see
they're keeping
what he's capable of doing.
They're
Yeah.
keeping
But
it
he's
very
not.
close to the vest.
And I think we're gonna find out this coming Monday on
If
Raw.
he ends up
That's what I think.
having rotator cuff surgery, he's gonna be out for months. He's gonna have to vacate that title. So if he comes out Monday and says that he's vacating the title, we know the injury is legit. But if he ends up keeping the title, then something has to be up. Either he, tore a muscle, or like the injury's not that bad. Maybe he'll be out for a couple of weeks or whatever. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what the follow up is gonna be.
I'll tell you this right now. I think that this is 100% legitimate. And I think that this was definitely a last minute decision, because sometimes in professional wrestling, a last minute decision are the most shocking decisions.
Yeah.
And I think that that was the case here. And honestly, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed are ready now. And I've been saying this for the past couple of months. I never got behind the chemistry with Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins really during this time. I think that Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker have done a fantastic job with Heyman, and the chemistry has definitely been there. And I think that this was the right call, because Braun Breaker, everybody is saying it. It's time. He's ready. Let's put a rocket ship on this guy and let him just take off, and let's see how high he goes. And I think that it just needs to happen. Braun Breaker needs to win that world championship as soon as possible. He is ready. More than ready, if anything. So I think what should happen is they should do a match. Rollins vacates the title next week on Raw because the injury, the severity of it. And then we get ourselves another triple threat match or something with Braun Breaker, Jay, LA Knight, and then maybe you could throw somebody else in there if you want to do a fatal four-way. And I would have Braun Breaker win it, have him go against Punk and win the world championship. And I think that have him go on probably post WrestleMania, because I think at WrestleMania it should be him versus Roman with the championship on the line. But Roman shouldn't beat him.
I mean, I could see that happening.
But it would be interesting though too. Austin Theory, he shows up at Saturday Night Main Event in this vacated world title match with Breaker and Punk, and he helps Breaker win the belt.
Yeah.
I
assumed
we can get behind that.
I assumed when this match between Seth and Cody was getting set up or whatever, and Cody was like, "Oh, you can't do it on your own. You can't beat me on your own," and Paul Heyman being like, "Under no circumstances are you guys to get involved." He said that to Breaker and Reed. He was like, "Under no circumstances are you guys allowed to get involved at all." I assumed that we were going to see Austin Theory that night, and I said that a lot during my live stream. I was like, I feel like we see Austin Theory tonight, because the fucking reports were going crazy about him joining the Vision. Didn't happen. And so, I mean, could we see it at Saturday night's main event? It's very real possible.
I think so.
We'll have to wait and see.
But also, one last thing, Tyrus here. Seth took a spear in a tsunami. It's not like I don't believe him, yet he could have aggravated such an injury to sell the end of Raw. I think that's why he did take the hits, because they want to find some way on television to sell the severity of the injury. So now that Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed pretty much made it to where now Rollins has to actually vacate the title and actually take time off, it gives them even more heat, which is why I think Rollins did what he did. But we are going to have to wait and see. I think we're going to get more news on this next Monday on Raw. Either Rollins will probably tell us what happened, or we'll find out from Adam Pearce. And I'm sure we'll be talking about it next week here on the We Are Wrestling podcast.
Like I said, I'm not 100% believing nothing until Rollins is out there cutting a promo talking about what the Vision did and then vacating the title.
All right, well,
typically the ethic, yeah.
All right, well, boys, is there anything else before we close off this week's episode?
Nope.
I think it was solid, bro. I think we, talked about everything that we needed to talk about.
I think we definitely hit the nail on the head with everything. So a couple little things to advertise, because before we do close off, we didn't even show it off. Ben finally did the stipulation for the month of, I think this was September or August.
Yeah,
or I think it was
September.
August.
Okay.
Yes, this was in August, because I think we failed September with Dan Eddie.
Yeah.
But here we go. This is what happened to Rage. We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide.
It hurts
I'm the
so
host with the
fucking
most,
bad.
the best one, Donnie here. And today is a lovely day, because somebody getting put through this right here. You want to come into the shot? Woo! We got to build up the suspense a little bit. Last time you got hit with the chair, how was that on your back?
Didn't feel good.
Oh, that was a big one. All right, here we go. All right. 1, 2, 3, send it. Send it.
Yeah, dude, I landed straight up on my neck. Yeah, dude. Shit folded me, bro. Yeah.
Shit folded him like a freaking pancake.
Landed neck first on that shit, dude. A little bit more force, and I could have broken my fucking neck, dude. It was
well,
bad.
thank God you didn't do that.
Oh yeah, no, I thank my lucky stars every fucking night since then.
Lovely. Well, our next super chat goal, guys, is $100, and if we reach this goal by November 15th next month, if we reach it during the Survivor Series watch along, myself, Best One Donnie, must wear duct tape on his mouth during the entire watch along. I really hope we don't reach it, but everybody has agreed to this. I have a big mouth, and I think Rage on his birthday doesn't want to hear me bitch, so that's probably why he wants me to do this. So,
And then when you take it off, Rage gets to
Cool.
rip it off your mouth.
Yep.
That we didn't agree on.
I did.
Hey, Ben's
Why
champion. You got to listen. You got to acknowledge him.
Worth it to win the We Are Wrestling Championship. Well, I hope he's enjoying it because I can't wait to take that championship away from him. The greatest birthday gift I can give somebody.
It's so shiny.
Well, guys, if you haven't checked out the TNA Slammiversary vlog, it is finally up on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel. What a great vlog it was. Myself and Rage put a lot of work into this, so we really hope you appreciate it. All the additional news last week was done in a We Are Wrestling podcast extra, which is live usually on Thursdays during predictions weeks. So we do want to continue to make that a thing. So we hope to see you guys there. But yeah, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the We Are Wrestling podcast. If you did, smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already and you're listening to this episode wherever you get your podcast, please give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a Best One review, and download this episode and give us a follow. But if you're not following We Are Wrestling over on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, go follow us over on the social media pages. We post clips, we post daily wrestling news, and we even post like other clips from like interviews and shoots and all that cool stuff that you can only get on the social medias. So please give us a follow there. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac, you're already over on the YouTube channel where you get the best pro wrestling content, including free live episodes of the We Are Wrestling podcast every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be a part of the greatest wrestling community, in my opinion. We post reactions, vlogs, live watch-alongs for all the WWE PLEs and AEW pay-per-views. Which, Danny, are you going to be multi-streaming for Wrestle Dream this weekend?
I should be, yeah.
All right, well, Danny will be because I got Casual Cam's 21st birthday. Recommend you guys to hit that subscribe
So
button
I'll be
now
live Saturday on my channel and the We Are Wrestling channel for Wrestle Dream, man.
and
Tune
turn
in.
on them post notifications. The link's down in the description box below. You can go follow myself, Rage, and Danny, all down in the links in the description box below. I have a toy channel. Rage is live twitching away. Danny is also doing music reactions on one channel and then on the other. Additional live wrestling watch-alongs with the weekly shows that you don't get here on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel. So go support us. Links are down below. But of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, I think from now on, the We Are taking over. It's got to be the champion that says it. So Ben, I'm going to let you say it.
Here's your chance.
We are taking over. Peace.